Go live, go live, going live, going live. You are live.
We are live?
We are live, and could I see the audio meters? There we go. Excellent. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Oh. Okay, right, I'm ready. Hello, how are you all doing? It's hot. There we go. I said it. It's been established. It's hot. We're not even on coffee. We're not even on cider. We've just got cold water-based drinks. And this light is too bright at the moment. I might turn that down in a sec. Right. Let's see. Right. How are we all doing, everyone? Hello, all of the regulars that I can see. Hello, Spud Nugget. Spud is just like, board repair, board repair. I bet today we're going to see all the reasons why I don't want to do live repairs. It'll happen, you'll see, but we'll give it a whirl. We'll give it a whirl. Alcohol is water-based. Yeah, sure. It's not hot here, around 23 degrees. This is true. It's I don't know what the temperature is in here at the moment, actually. I haven't been checking.
It was like 27.5 on the drive up here.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
That's
but
uncomfortably hot.
Yeah.
Certainly given there's little airflow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like when it gets up to, yeah, we're in the high 20s. Once it's up to sort of 28 knocking on 30, that's the point where it's just like, oh, this is unbearable now. But mid 20s, and we're just on the upper boundaries of the mid 20s, it's like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm not dying here, if I'm honest. I just need to make sure I'm drinking, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got the Scottish.
Yes. I think it was...
It's above 15 Celsius.
I was going to say, I think it was... I can't remember if it was Chris or one of my other friends posted... Yeah, I think it was Chris in exclusive chat posted a screenshot of the weather, and it was just like mids of 17, and he's just like, oh my God. And it was just said 17 on the screen. I'm like, is that hot for you? I'm not sure what the context here is, you know. Yeah, so... Spud Nugget's got his triple 140mm fans. I'm actually thinking of bodging together a solution like that. So yeah, no jumper or groin. It's more than that, Trev. No jumper and 3/4 length trousers. So yeah, it is officially summer because I'm down to single layers. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. How hot does it have to get for PCs to start throttling back as they can't keep cool? It depends what kind of cooling system you've got. Like most people, if anyone's got a big cooler or an all-in-one water cooler or something like that, they're probably not going to notice any meaningful change in temperatures. They're just going to find that the fans are running higher than they normally do because the fans will just ramp up to compensate and push the temperatures back down. But I don't think most people are going to see any real difference until we start seeing like 30 plus. I think that's when a lot of people will suddenly find that their cooling systems are just not coping.
But that's also a swing of like 15 degrees in ambient.
Exactly, you know, and I think at that point it's like, okay, you're way out of what the cooling system was expecting now. So, Caradog is wearing flip-flops. No. Caradog is wearing Caradog attire, which is shirt, shiny brown shoes, and jeans.
Brown?
Shiny brown? Oh, I meant shiny black. Sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm sure they're a very good brand. Clark's or something, you know. Marks and Sparks. Here in Aberdeen, it's 19C outside. Whatever. Spud Nugget, the fans on my Threadripper are running slightly higher than usual. Weird flex, but okay. You know? Right, let's talk about the show. So, the show today. I bought this motherboard on eBay this week. It cost me 50 quid, which I think I paid too much for a broken motherboard. However, there wasn't a lot around, and I was just I was bored. I went on eBay because my PC at home has got an X470 board in it at the moment. I'm like, I want an X570 in that computer because I want my 5800X could be doing a little bit more than it is, and I want to get an X570 so I can start tuning the memory a bit more. Because one of the big advantages of X470 to X570 is memory support. That's right, isn't it, really? X570, you're going to get better memory support, or you're going to achieve higher speeds, aren't you?
There was also, if you're pushing lots of power into the CPU, which
better
is
VRM.
slightly less of a concern with like a 5800. But if you were, the VRMs on X570 were a significant upgrade than a lot of the ones on X470.
Yeah. So yes, I've got an X4. So I wanted so I was on eBay and I just searched X570 auction lowest price first kind of thing, and I sort of started scrolling through looking to see if there are any cheap boards about, and I saw this one, X570F, Strix X570F Gaming, as people have already identified. I've got this same motherboard in the Lianli, so I spotted this one. I recognised it. I was like, "That's a nice board. It's not the finest X570 out there by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a nice board. You know, you can stick one of these in your computer, and people would be like, yeah, fair enough. That's a good board. You know." So yes, I saw that it was £50, no post, powers on, doesn't output a picture, and I was like, okay, if it powers on, then I think we're off to a reasonably good start. And I thought, I had a hope and a dream, maybe it's just a BIOS issue kind of thing. So I ordered it, and here it is. I think there's more than just a BIOS issue with this. I did do a preliminary inspection of it to check if, because if it had shown up and half of the CPU socket was filled with solder or something, I'd have been like, okay, that's a lemon. There's no show here. However, I looked at it, I was like, okay, I think I can work with this. So I have a rough idea on what's wrong with this and how we're going to approach it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass this board over to Caradog, and I'm going to challenge Caradog to see if he can spot what's wrong with it. And in the meantime, I'm going to open up one of my other PCs and pull the Ryzen 5 out of it so we have a CPU to test with. Because I don't have any Ryzen CPUs lying around right now. They're all in computers. So yeah, Caradog, have a look at that. See what you think of it. See if you can spot what I have spotted. And I'm going to get a CPU out of a computer. And also I'm going to have a quick look through the chat. Let's see, what was that one? Got your English friend here on northern Portugal. He just experienced almost 40 degrees. Oof.
What's AAFP?
AAFP. I don't know. I think that is
that audio? Oh, it's definitely audio.
Oh yeah, that's the
the audio header's bent.
Oh yeah.
That's not going to stop it working, but
yeah, only slightly out. I was like, oh, I didn't spot that. Let's see. X570F could handle an OC 5950X. Yes, it's a good board indeed. Too old a BIOS for the used CPU. It should be okay. Should be okay. Mine wouldn't boot a 5900X without BIOS flash. Yeah, it's a first gen X570, so it would want BIOS updates. You just ordered a D60 after the video. Nice. It's a good cheap iron. As I say, I think the Pine-Sol is a better purchase, but the Pine-Sol's out of stock everywhere. And that was kind of the point that I was trying to make in the video, because you know, when I got that iron and I was assessing it and I looked at the price, I was like, this is a tough sell because the Pine-Sol costs the same and is better. But also the Pine-Sol is, you know, the Pine-Sol goes from being out of stock for months on end. And like, if you're not in a hurry, I would get a Pine-Sol. But if you want to buy a soldering iron and start soldering, the D60 is there, it's in stock, and it's cheap. And it uses the same tips. So even if you end up buying a Pine-Sol later on down the line, you're going to have two irons, which is very useful as well. So I don't think it's a waste of time in any case.
Can you remember which Asus board it was where they mounted those components the wrong way around?
Oh,
I mean, I realised that was like the
Yeah.
that was the Black Hero, I think.
Yeah. That's not
Not
what's
one of
going on
these,
here.
But yeah,
However,
but it was just a
that's
case
a
of
good thought. Yeah, which board was that? Which was the one where they had the they put a tantalum capacitor the wrong way round on a bunch of boards.
yeah, for the memory. If I remember.
Which was very funny. To this day, I'm just like, how did that happen? But
I presume it got mounted the wrong way round in the tape reel.
Yeah, see, as far as I'm concerned, like, surely the tape reel, surely it's all keyed, so it's impossible to put things in the wrong way round because of how much of a catastrophic error that is.
But as in the component was the wrong rotation inside the reel.
True, yeah.
So the reel was mounted correctly, but the component was incorrect for the wheel orientation.
Yes, that makes sense. That might have been it, actually, because I think all the ones where the capacitor was the wrong way round,
were all in a
were
very
the same
small
brand.
Yeah, also a small production run.
Yeah. So obviously they just they switched out to a different brand for a particular production run. Okay. Pick-and-place machines have orientation detection built into them. Interesting. Good. Right, I'm going to carry on.
Oh, that's missing a leg.
Oh, what have you spotted?
That. I mean, there's no pad for the leg to be connected. Oh, yeah,
that's normal. Yeah.
But I was just like, it's missing a leg.
That's a not connected.
There is thermal paste in your RAM slot. Ooh.
I'm going to put that somewhere else.
Do not. There is more thermal paste in your RAM slot.
If that's all we've got to worry about, we'll be all right.
Sure. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm actually looking for.
That's fair. I'll give you a hint. Someone took out the graphics card and they fucked up. It's to do with the locking. It's to do with the locking peg, or it's in the vicinity thereof anyway. Because the locking lever for the graphics card is what has led to this board becoming damaged. Damn it! Thermal paste glue. Now comes the time where I rip the CPU out the socket. Oh my god. It won't come off. Oh, I don't want to rip the CPU out. I hate it when that happens. Please come off. Okay, let's try the... No, that doesn't... Just going to keep going. Oh, there we go. Phew. All right, let's clean that up, pull the CPU out. And at that point, Caradog will be out of time.
I have no idea.
CPU. What even is this? Yes, good, it is a 3700X. I was hoping it would be.
I've also just noticed that the TPM's there.
Yeah, that's just the general SPI interface, but yeah.
Which would be awkward to plug a thing into.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually expects to plug in a TPM module into these. However, if you look...
I'm presuming it's...
Oh, you just spotted it.
Is it the capacitor there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I don't understand how you do that with a GPU.
So when someone had a GPU in there and they poked a screwdriver onto there to unlock it and they slipped down and struck it.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what's happened. I'll show this on camera in a sec.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand then.
Yep. That's my theory on what happened to this board. And someone was kicking themselves after doing that, I reckon.
Yeah, because that bit of plastic snapped off.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
All right, that's going... Oh, God, I've made a mess. Bloody MX5.
Can't say that. Chris will hunt you down.
He will. He's going to come down from Scotlandland.
Scotlandland.
Yep. The land of Scotland.
And educate you on the errors of your ways.
No, that might have been a mistake. All right. Okay, right. CPU acquired. Huh?
It's going to be reasonably difficult to show off.
I think we'll get in there. I might have to take off this cover. In fact, I'll take off this cover. I'll get a slightly smaller screwdriver than the biggest one I have.
I'll use something other than the largest.
Yeah. We use something other than a sledgehammer to put in this pin nail. Right.
Imagine having appropriately sized tools.
I go to bench cam, and I go to live gamer, and I go to Logitune. Which has fucked up. Okay. I'll restart Logitune so it actually detects things.
Damn it, Logitune.
Whoop. There we go, that's better. Focus is coming, don't worry. 4K stream. Right. Bam. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for a big close-up, actually. Focus. There we go. Right, so here's the locking tab for the GPU slot. And someone has put a screwdriver down there to, to push it open. Just like that. They've pushed it open, slipped off, and gone bang onto that capacitor. So that, I think, is probably our problem. So yeah, that is my theory. So that's my theory for what has happened to this motherboard and why it doesn't work. Now, the only problem with this theory is that I did some measurements, and this capacitor is smashed, but it's not shorted on both sides. So I think it may have broken open. And an open circuit isn't a short circuit, so I don't know whether this is actually causing a problem or not. But you never knew. No. Bad news, the ROG site is down. Oh, that's inconvenient. Hopefully we won't need a BIOS for this. Or hopefully it will come up. Worst case, I have another one. I've got 2 of these boards lying around, actually. So hopefully you can do a BIOS dump without having to desolder the BIOS. But yeah, so yeah, ironically, this BIOS has an easy eject button. Well, not really. That's it. That's all you get. I wouldn't consider them easy, but
I am of the opinion that I'm not entirely certain why they exist.
I don't know if they actually
certainly in this design.
Yeah, I'm not sure that these things actually hold anything in. So yeah. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with. So. So that's where we're starting off from. So we've got that. The first thing that we're going to do then is we're going to put a CPU and RAM in there and just confirm that the board doesn't turn on and work. And then we're going to start looking into this and seeing what we can do about it. So this capacitor is on the VCC pin of that chip there. Now again, I did a little bit of preliminary look, and this is an op-amp. An operational amplifier. However, the problem is I don't know what its actual job is on the motherboard, so I also don't know whether that actually affects it or not. So yeah, floor lamp is on the right lines there. It is the decoupling cap for the IC. So not sure if that's the issue, but this is where we're going to start. So let's wire this thing up and confirm that it doesn't work before we get started. So let's pull the camera out, and I'm going to wire this thing up. And we'll just confirm that it doesn't work.
What if it's just that PCI slot that doesn't work?
Oh, you think you can plug the graphics card into a different slot? We'll try that. Yeah, that's a good shout.
So I suddenly thought of that. I was just like, oh, what if it's...
Yeah. I mean, this was sold by a company, not a individual. So I'm assuming that someone has already done a reasonable amount of testing with this. Oh, God, this CPU is a mess. I hate everything. I hate it when CPUs are like this, but I don't want to... This CPU is also in that condition where it will take about 20 minutes to actually clean this CPU properly.
Because that's how long an ultrasonic cycle is.
Can you put a CPU in an ultrasonic cleaner? I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that.
You have enough AM3 CPUs to find out.
It's a 3700X. I'm not sacrificing it.
No, I said you have enough AM3.
Oh, I
CPUs.
see. Yeah. I'll test it on an AM3 CPU.
Put an FX CPU in there.
Yeah.
It's like it will make it slower.
Yeah, that's fair. Right. So, I didn't get very much testing equipment beforehand. This thing will work, won't it?
I don't know. Does it?
I believe this graphics card works. However, we're going to need a power supply anyway, so I'll stick the 1060 in it. Where is GameX? Oh, it's... Oh, not that one.
Yeah, it was more the fact I picked it up to go, what is this and why?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a GP550.
Yeah.
Why is there a rather dusty GP550?
It's a warranty replacement. It came out of a PC that I built a while ago. The IEC socket on it is crap and won't hold the power cable properly. Their power cable was arcing, and I gave them a different power cable. They came back a couple of weeks later saying still arcing. Like the power cable was actually like sort of partially melted and stuff like that, like problematic arcing. And I'm like, I'm just going to swap out that power supply.
What?
Yeah. I've used a lot of those Game Maxes, and that's the first one I've had a problem with. So, but if you use enough of anything, you're going to find a bad one. So, yeah. Right, what's been done so far? So far, nothing. We've looked at it. We've found a damaged capacitor. So now I'm just going to set it up in a normal test bench style, and we're just going to see what it does. I'm expecting it not to work, but we're just going to make sure that it doesn't work, and it's not just that whoever sold it to me is an idiot, which would be wonderful. Like, although, will we be sad if it works right now? I don't think so. Like, in a way, it would be a case of, well, I guess we don't have a repair to do. I guess we'll have to do something else, which we've got.
I guess we'll have to do that torrent video.
Yes. However, on the plus side, I will have bought a motherboard that costs about 180, 190 quid for £50. So, I don't know what the going rate for these motherboards are actually at the moment. That's an estimate cost. Okay. Right. That's all. Oh yeah, power. You do actually need to plug it in. Pardon me if I'm slow at any point today. It is warm. Oh, we're going that way around. Yep, that's fine. Bam. EPS. Bam. And PCI. Bam. And keyboard. Bam. All right, the RGB is RGBing. So it has standby power. Okay. Does this have a power button? It doesn't. Let's plug the widget in. Will the widget fit because it's a Asus board? It will, good.
Well, good.
Well, good, mate. Right. It's sitting on a DRAM error light at the moment. CPU, VGA. Oh my god, it's going to post. Okay, cycle back to DRAM. It's okay. It's booting, but we have no video output. No, it's posted.
And we have video output.
This is why I don't do live repairs. I told you for exactly the wrong reason. What did I say? What have we got? What this is going to be on?
It's on the
XR1. There we go.
Okay.
I don't know whether to be angry or not. This is why I don't do live repairs. This is the opposite to what I was expecting. What I was expecting was that we'd hit some kind of immediate game over scenario. Like we'd do something where we'd immediately hit something where I'd either be like we'd see evidence that it has a dead PCH, or we'd hit something where I just immediately hit a dead end of I don't know what's wrong with this, and we'd be stuck. This is the complete opposite. Are you looking for the test SSD?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
not there.
Oh, it's close. Oh, in front of the Lianli. Yep.
Because the other thing as well is just double checking how many PCIe lanes we've got.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just because it works doesn't mean it works.
Yeah.
So yeah. SATA cable.
Where's all the stuff and things?
I've been tidying them away. I had a bag of SATA cables before we started because there was one on the desk and I put it away somewhere.
Your tidying was ineffectual for knowing where things are.
This is why I don't tidy, because I lose things when I tidy.
Yes, because you're so used to a state of disarray.
Yeah, actually, I had a set of SATA cables on the desk this morning. Okay.
Good.
Right. Do you want to have a quick look in the BIOS and just sanity check what the BIOS looks like?
Absolutely.
While I look for a SATA cable to plug in an SSD.
The BIOS initially looks BIOSy. Looks fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's very, if anyone is going, oh, there's only 8 gigs of RAM, that is an 8 gig kit that I've plugged in. It's peasant memory, but it's just for testing, so.
Yeah. No, seems to be happy, other than the CPU temperature being high. But
yeah,
dodgy mount.
CPU,
but
yeah.
See that one? No, where's the one that shows you all the bits?
That was on the Gigabyte.
Oh yeah, no, that was on that Gigabyte one.
Yeah, that was the Gigabyte party trick. Yeah.
However, it works.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. I've effectively tripled my money. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it, everyone. Thanks for coming along, everyone. We'll see you all next Saturday. Yeah. No, not really. We've got lots of other stuff to do. Don't worry.
The BIOS is April last year, and 5000 series is older than April last year. So
yeah, so it's probably up to date then.
It's not that.
There's going to be a newer BIOS available. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to think
of
what the actual issue was.
This was sold by a company, so presumably they had a test setup with a known good graphics card and CPU. Unless
they literally just got it in and went, sold.
Yeah, or maybe they saw that there was damage to... Maybe someone bought this motherboard, they broke it, because we can see exactly how the damage happened. We can see that someone slipped with a screwdriver and damaged the board. So someone damaged it, and either it didn't work for them because they had something else wrong with their system, or just to be safe, they were like, I'm going to return this under warranty because I don't want a damaged board. So it went back, and this company has then acquired it because either A, they sold it, or B, they purchase returned goods from resellers.
Perhaps.
And so then they are now just reselling it for what they can get, and they didn't even bother testing it. They just said no post. So maybe I just got super turbo lucky.
Oh no. Or the person testing it didn't realize it was AMD and was plugged into the display port on the motherboard.
Oh, there's surely no one is that stupid who has that. Well, maybe the work experience lad was doing it and he didn't know because he knew it, because he was familiar with Intel and just thought everything has onboard video. Could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I feel like an asshole because I'm one of those YouTubers who was just like, I scored big on YouTube. On YouTube? I scored big on eBay. Like, I could do the biggest clickbait YouTube title ever for this.
I mean, you absolutely should.
No, I'm not going to. I refuse.
No, you absolutely should. You just need to create a second channel with a different name.
Yeah. No. Yeah, okay. Well,
Divisive IT.
Okay, so now riddle me this then, chat. Should we remove that smashed
No.
thing, or just leave it alone because it works?
Because you are aware of what it is, I think we should leave it and see if it becomes a problem.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's smashed, you know, and it's clearly smashed in an open state. But yeah, okay. Well, let's post test it.
I also just want to see if it posts a second time.
Yeah, let's actually bench test this because it might fall over the moment we put a load on it, and that would be very unfortunate. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Very well.
Plugging in the bench SSD. All right.
We don't know if this SSD works.
It does. I tested it on another machine during the week.
Thank you for testing my damaged SSD.
It feels jank as hell when you plug it in, but it works.
I accidentally mashed the connector when we were testing one.
Yeah.
Well, I think when we were testing that.
That's right. Yeah.
Just to make sure that posted.
Yeah.
I just mashed the connector.
Right. Well, we'll swap places. I'll leave this bit to you.
Sure.
And you can drive for a bit, and I'm going to catch up on chat. See if you can get the video rated 18 plus. Spicy motherboard from E-rated Bay. Unbelievable reactions.
I
nearly died.
I've lost my button. Where's my button gone? Excuse me.
Anyway, right. What about a higher end GPU? Would it use more than motherboard stuff? Well, that's what we're going to look at now. I think the first thing we'll do is we'll fire up CPU Z or GPU Z, and we'll just check that everything, like, because someone mentioned whether it was getting all some mentioned whether it was getting all 16 lanes and stuff like that.
I don't
maybe
even
that
have
was
that on here. I don't think. Oh no, it's in benchmark.
Do you want some? Yeah, I was going to say, failing that, do you want some Wi-Fi?
Probably.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll get a Wi-Fi adapter just because. Yeah. I bought a switch to put under this back bench so I can actually run Ethernet everywhere soon. I'll plug that in, so it is available.
Not now.
All right. Okay. Right. Let's see.
It has successfully detected that you have a GPU.
Yeah. You're always risking more damage by leaving damaged components on the board. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Chris says to XMP the RAM. It's like 2400 megahertz RAM. This is proper peasant tier RAM. So, yeah.
But yeah.
It's 16x, yeah?
Yeah, 16x.
Right.
That's a good start.
I guess we'll just hit the CPU with some loads, hit the GPU with some loads.
Would you like to add some thermal paste?
Well, I've put it so the CPU cooler is actually on top of the CPU now, whereas previously it was sort of like halfway off. So that's probably just knocked about 20 degrees off the CPU. I would actually get some thermal monitoring up, though, just in case. Oh, that was the graphics card, yeah. A fan just suddenly went, wow. I'm like, concern. You tried joining the Discord, just says not possible to accept. Oh.
That's unacceptable.
I'm trying to think what to do about that one. Try that one, same issue. Okay. Let's see. File not found.
File not found?
Drop me a friend invite on my Discord name, just so I can see your Discord name. And I'll just check that you're not you weren't kicked or anything like that, or Discord. Oh yeah, that might have been it. No, if you've never been in the Discord before, then it won't be that you accidentally got banned or anything like that. So,
can you screenshot the issue and then?
Yeah, screenshot the issue, and then we can have a look into that. Yeah, well, that's it. Well, it very rarely happens. However, sometime. Have you been in the Discord previously? Because if you haven't been in the Discord, then it won't. In the Discord previously, then it won't be that. However, like occasionally, someone has said something that just looks really off color, and I've been like, "Nope, don't like that," and kicked someone out, kind of thing. Because I have a zero tolerance policy for that.
Also a case of the fact of obviously just compromised accounts and things getting cycled.
However, if you have not previously been in the Discord, then that won't be the case. So
this seems quite happy. This seems quite happy.
Okay, right. Let's see. I'm going to quickly.
Did you Wi-Fi? You did Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. You've never been in it, yeah. Okay, yeah. It won't be that then. I'm not sure. I tell you what, just for argument's sake, I'll just quickly spin up a different invite link. Just see if a different invite link does the job. Create invites.
Huh. Odd.
Send a server invite link to a friend. Where's the chat again? Your creation. Fair enough. There is a different invite link. Give that one a try. See if that does it. Right.
Ah, yes. Weave edition.
I love the what is it called again? The Shizuku edition or something like that. I love the fact that they push that so hard because it's so animu, and I think that's hilarious. There's no reason for it to be animu, but it is. Are you going to check if what was that for? Crystal disk?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to see if the SSD is goosed or not or something. Same issue. Kawaii ugu.
But yeah.
I'm not sure. File not found. If I'm honest, I can't diagnose this right now, I'm afraid.
That's a quite noisy GPU.
Yeah, it's a 1060 single blower. This is the problem with compact cards. It's got a tiny little cooler on it. So, yeah. Which is ironic, really, because that needs the big thick boy. In fact, that might be why the 1660's got that thick boy triple slot cooler on it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I don't know what to say. I thought we were going to be fixing this, but so Floor Lamp said earlier on that it's risky to leave a damaged component on the motherboard. So I think I might just remove that. Floor Lamp, do you reckon I should replace that capacitor or just take it off the board? So spoilers, as I say, that IC that it is a decoupling capacitor for, it is a op-amp, because I did actually look it up last night when I spotted it, because I wanted to make an estimate as to what that it's a 100 nanofarad capacitor bypassing an op-amp chip. Because I looked it up in advance, so I would have a rough idea on what to expect, so I knew whether I was getting into a complete minefield or not. And I saw a busted cap on the entrance to an op-amp and thought, that's probably our issue. But because it wasn't shorted, I wasn't sure, but also I didn't expect the motherboard to work either. So you'd replace it. What's the marking code? The marking code, the op-amp in question is... See, everyone's going to accuse me of cheating because I looked in advance. However, the fact that I didn't know it was going to post is how you know that I only looked as much as I needed to. Because if I'd known the damn thing worked, we wouldn't have bothered with this today. We would have gone straight to something else. The chip is an bloody hell, my phone keeps turning it the wrong way up. LM358G. LM358G. So yeah, It's a 100 nano capacitor because I looked up the data sheet and the recommended application for it. The only problem is I've no idea what it's doing on the board. I don't know what its purpose is, so I don't know how important it is.
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
What is my purpose? It's Rick and Morty.
No, that's you pass the butter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've only ever seen it with a subtitle with someone with a thing of ketchup on it.
No, that's the little robot where he's just like, Master, what is my purpose? You pass the butter. Oh my god.
Hold on, I need to see if this works. No, okay.
Okay. You might want to see if the PCIe slot doesn't go down to X8 if you add an M2 stick. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I could lob in an M.2 drive. I don't have one with Windows installed on it at the moment, but I do have one to hand that we can put in there just to see if it's detected.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, file not found. Did you get it sorted just by manually going through it? That sounds good. Good stuff. Excellent. So Wellibob reckons leave the capacitor alone because it works. I'm going to wait for Floor Lamp's opinion, just because Floor Lamp is OG. However, yeah, at the nearest, at your convenience, if you want to shut it down, and we'll just lob an M.2 drive in there and just see if that works as well. Because my plan is to put this in my main rig. If it works, so I kind of want to make sure that it works, as my main rig is a big build, and if this turns out to be a lemon, I'm going to be very upset if I spend a day rebuilding my PC with this, only to find that there's something catastrophically wrong with it. So, yeah, Knife Fusion, you missed nothing because the board sodding works. I don't know whether to be angry or happy. I'm happy because I bought an X570F Strix for 50 quid, and for those of you in America, that's about $60. So I bought a mid-range decent X570 motherboard for $60, and there's basically nothing wrong with it, it seems. But on the downside is, I thought we were going to get a really good looking repair today. I thought I was going to change a capacitor on there. I'd have to get the soldering iron on there, and I was going to look really cool, and I was going to do it live on stream, and everyone would think I'm really cool. And now I look like an idiot because I've come up with this board that works. So yeah.
Someone definitely actually did something with this board though, because the CPU fan speed was set to ignore.
That just means they had a water cooler hooked up to it.
Yeah, but someone definitely did something with the board.
I suppose, yeah. It has been used. Yeah.
It has been used at some point.
Yeah, I mean, there's telltale signs all over it that it's a used board.
Yeah, but just the fact of that, yeah.
Yeah. Urgent Oats says you still think that Urgent Oats still thinks we're cool. So thank you, Urgent Oats.
Someone has to.
Yeah, I am validated.
I am vindictive. Wait.
Awesome says, am I working Monday and Tuesday? Going to be a tad warm. I don't work Mondays anyway. Tuesday, I'm planning on being in. The shop has actually been fairly cool because it's north facing, so the shop stays okay. Right, if you want to grab, there's a Samsung next there. Yeah, bleh. That drive is scrambled, so it needs cleaning and initializing. But yeah, it should work. Yeah, this is not a two-man. I'm trying to help, but this is not a two-man job. I'll let Caradog do this. I will switch over to the bench cam and show you guys
an SSD.
Here's something you guys have never seen before. Someone putting an M.2 drive in a motherboard. I'll turn that off while I'm here. Okay, Winston Wolf has chipped in £1. Thanks, bro. How's it going, Winston? Spud Nugget says there's an eBay bid listing for 3 broken X570Fs if you want to take a punt. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. If I'm
I
honest.
have 100% repair rate.
Yes, I retire undefeated. Yep. Nope. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm not interested. Another time. I don't have a lot of money at the moment because I've been floating loads of money in stock. I've got like a couple of laptops in for people who are not collecting them for another week, and I bought loads of SSDs recently because SSDs were cheap.
How many terabytes of SSD did you buy?
Let's see, 5, 6, about 10 terabytes worth of SSDs. So, like, not crap tons considering I'm a shop and I keep stock, but you know, like that, I've got 10 500s and another 6 1 terabytes in. So, you know, I have a lot of SSDs sitting on the shelf at the moment.
Oh.
I turned it off at the back. Yeah. So yes, but no, I'm not going to take a punt on it quite yet. But we'll see. We'll see. Michael Whitworth says, I've watched a lot of your videos and I've learned a lot watching your repair computers shop and being your own worst enemy. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad you found it useful. That's the thing. It's sometimes it's not about winning or losing. It's just experience is what you need. And one of the things that I'm trying to deliver in my videos, at least, is just some experience. I don't know all the answers, but I can give. I like to think that I show people a very good indication of what to expect. What SSDs do I get? MX500 2.5 inch, because that's what goes into most laptops. Most laptops and iMacs, which is where I'm using SSDs mostly. Yeah, mid-age laptops that don't have M.2 slots and iMacs. So they're not exotic SSDs, they're just good 2.5 inch SSDs. So yeah.
Cool.
You hate it when that happens. Customer ordered a laptop and then had nothing for 3 weeks, and then she tells me she can't afford it. Oh yeah. Normally I take deposits on laptops. But I was a bit naughty in this instance and didn't take money down because I could afford to front the money. And like, I'll get the money. It's just people have just said sort of, oh, I'll come in next week, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. And it just means that I'm floating like £1,500 in laptops that just isn't around, and I won't see that money back for probably another week or two, kind of thing. How are we looking?
Absolutely fine.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's at 16x. That's all of the various partitions.
Yes, I see. I was going to say this was I was imaging another SSD onto this one, and the imaging failed halfway. So the drive is just in a kind of state, and it needs to be cleaned and reinitialized. But yeah. Surprised the chipset cooler isn't running. It literally just spooled up as you said that. But no, the chipset fan, that will only spin up when it's getting heavy work on the chipset, and that's not very often. It's one of the reasons everyone was really angry about chipset fans making a return. However, it's not like it used to be. The last time
temperature control exists now.
Yeah, exactly. Last time we saw chipset fans, there were these god-awful, whiny, horrible things that were just always whining and failed mid-life cycle. But modern ones, they're thermally controlled, so they only cut in when they actually need to. And most of the time, they're running at like 20 or 30%, so you won't hear it spinning. And as soon as it doesn't need to spin, it'll switch off again. Yeah, that's the correct orientation. Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Oh, I see. It goes on top of.
That's right. Yeah, it's a really dumb design. To access, that's the one thing I don't like about this motherboard, is to access either of the M2 slots, you have to remove the graphics card and that cover plate. It's very annoying.
You could just not, Asus.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, right. Right, catching up. Let's see. Florian says, not sure if you saw, definitely remove the cap. Board Flex likes to short out those damaged MLCCs. Would replace because op amps can get a bit angry if the VCC drops. No idea what that's for. Yeah, let's tell you what, we'll replace this capacitor because we can. And I have a very high degree of confidence that I can replace it without completely butchering the board. And if I replace it and we break the board, then everyone has permission to laugh at me incessantly. So, doesn't stop starting constantly. No, stop starting won't damage a fan. Not meaningfully, I don't think. I don't think it puts that much stress on them. Certainly not a tiny little thing like this that's got no mass. Big fans where it actually has to pull some torque to spool up. Maybe there's a discussion to be had there, but a tiny little blower like this, no.
It's also usually in normal use, it's not going to be stopping and starting that often.
Once heat soak sets in, it will probably just be running at low speed all the time. So yeah, it's mainly just where the board was stone cold when we started. So, damn it, you got to go. You want to see some soldering. Unfortunate floor lamp. Well, the VOD will be available, so if you want to see me butcher some soldering and laugh at me, then you can catch up on the VOD.
Absolutely.
What I think I'm going to do, am I going to hot air that or am I going to soldering iron hero? I think I'm going to soldering iron hero. Because
with my limited experience, that seems safer.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff around here to dodge with the hot air. If I was using the hot air, I would need to Captain tape around everything. And I could do that, but also that's an 0604 or 0602. I think it's 0602 cap. And like my soldering tip is that big. So yeah, I'm literally just going to soldering iron it off and then put the new one on. Let's try it. Okay, I'm going to arrange the board. That gives me good access. Let's get the camera up nice and close so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to adjust the lighting in a minute so there's a bit more light coming in here. Right, let's move this light around. Put that there. Ooh. Me making strenuous noises. Bam.
You make yourself sound significantly older than you are.
I feel significantly older than I am sometimes. Meanwhile, all the actual oldies in the chat are just like, get the hell off my lawn. All right. Okay, that is a view. Good. Double captain. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to solder blob is my plan. Okay, let's have one of them and one of them. And one of them.
I want a U, and I want a U, and a 74, and an 83. Yeah. Oh yeah, and two 32s. What are you guys having?
Number 9 with extra dip. What are you having, CJ? We've got to... We need to actually memorize that just so I can actually meme it on demand. Okay, I'm going to go there.
See, I was half expecting you to turn up with a lipo. Just be like, ha ha!
Not for this. Also, I'm not sure if the 4-cell is charged, and this is a motherboard. It will probably manage. However, I'm just like, I'm not going to mess around with this. I want mains power on the soldering iron for this one. Yeah. Because if we hit a ground plane under that section, we'll know, kind of thing. Mm. And it will manage it, but on the lipo, if you touch a ground plane, then it will be like, ha! Now I'm cold. So yeah. Okay. Right. I've nearly used up the last of my fake Amtex. I need to not finish off the fake Amtex because I need to do a comparison video. Did it. Right. Okay, so now we're going to solder blob this capacitor off the board. So I'm basically just going to stick a massive solder blob on the iron so I can touch both sides. And I need to find a good angle for this. What's occurring in chat? I heard a snigger.
Paul Daniels. Oh boy, mainboard repair. Feed it to the crusher.
Oh no, Paul Daniels is here. Everyone's going to judge my soldering. This is why I don't do live repairs.
What do you mean there was a dodgy solder? No, there wasn't. Jump cut.
Yes, I was about to. I can just jump cut everything when I'm making videos. Every time I drop the screwdriver, I'm gonna be like, "No, I didn't." You know. Right. That's. I tell you what, I might actually. No, I tell you what, I'm gonna get my knife edge. I was gonna use the D24, but I think the knife edge is actually gonna be my friend for this because it will give me a better angle. Knife edge. My knife edge is kind of knackered and needs replacing, which is why I'm not using it at the moment.
Someone was asking you about a raw partition on a flash stick. Did you do something with a raw partition on a flash stick?
Oh, yeah. I started having a look at that. I have not carried on yet. I've done a scan with...
Oh, was that the thing that you posted in the Discord?
Yeah, that's right. I did a scan with test disk, and I think Floorlamp replied with words to the effect of, "That looks like a winner. However, go and DD it and stop working on the customer's disk, you idiot." And I was like, "Yes, sir." So yeah, and I haven't gotten around to DDing it yet.
The problem is, I know what DD is, but every time someone says DD, I think of DD.
Oh, blimey. I'm going to fix this tip. It's smoking like a chimney. All right. Okay, right. Solder blob. Solder blob. Solder blob. Absorb.
Does whatever a solder blob can. Picks a fight of any size.
Gotta pick up all these bits of capacitor now. No, don't go that way.
Apparently, DD was a type of beer, a type of beer as well. I wouldn't know. I'm not that old.
Winston has joined the chat. Hi, Winston.
You damn kids. Oh, double diamond. Da, da, da.
Is that another capacitor I've picked up there, or is it a fragment? No,
you
that's
accidentally removed another capacitor.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, that looks like a really tiny, like the smallest there is, because like, if I don't think we've got the magnification here, but this guy here at the end, there is actually another capacitor there. We've got capacitor, resistor, some tiny capacitor that you cannot see without a microscope.
And oh boy, yeah, okay, just about.
I've got a bit here, and I'm like, should that have come from there? But I'm looking here, and I'm like, no, there's no way I've gone anywhere near it. It's just a fragment. The capacitor that I've removed is smashed into a billion pieces, so there's bits of it everywhere. So that's what I'm actually picking up. What is that
bit at the bottom of the M.2 socket silk screening?
That bit there.
And left.
There.
Left. And up slightly orange there.
That's another bit of capacitor. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These are just bits of capacitor, basically. Get off your...
Get off. Be gone.
Oh, my God. There we go. Now I've got gunk all over my finger.
Oh, dear.
All right, there we go.
Will you be investing in a microscope at some time? Funny you should say that.
I have a microscope. I just didn't want to get it all set up over on this bench just to do a single capacitor. So, yeah. Who is asking as well?
Paul Daniels.
That's fine, yes. Yes, I've got one, Paul Daniels. It's fine. Basically, I wanted to check if that was Muerto who had just showed up, because it would have been particularly ironic because he was the one who sent me the microscope.
So have you got a microscope yet?
Yeah. So
funny story.
Okay, right. Let me grab my capacitor kit. I think I've got capacitors in this size.
I kind of feel like you should set up the microscope just because you've got it.
Okay, chat, do we get the microscope out?
Everyone says yes.
All right. That's the 0805 kit. Where's my 06? I know I bought some 0603 caps.
I like that Paul was the only one to say no. Wing it like a real tech.
That's what I was doing, and everyone's just like, get a microscope, you idiot. Oh, this is vexing.
Everyone chant, microscope, microscope, microscope.
Oh, no. Well, if the chat is entertained, that is what matters here.
Wait.
Caradog, have you broken everything?
I accidentally OBS'd because I forgot which capture card we were using.
Fair enough. That's junk.
Instead of having a very wiggly camera of a part of a motherboard, I thought we'd have a less wobbly camera of me. M for microscope. Sounds like we're making up an odd. A is for Amtech. B is for board view. C is for capacitor.
All right. Okay. I'm getting the thing. It's not that much work to drag this over here, actually. Oh, it kind of is to get the power onto the lamp, though, because the light is still broken on it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. Right, can that... Yeah, that can reach across here. Ooh, just about. Right, how am I going to power that light? It needs 12 volt regulated. Power supply.
I was going to say, just bench power supply.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, so the power supply is coming over here as well now.
What's it need?
It just needs a kettle lead, so... Oh. I had not planned for this, but it's okay. We'll make it work.
It's okay. We'll just fix it in the edit.
Yes.
It's okay. We'll be all right on the night.
Right. So... Right, that needs to come out. I'm out of sockets down here. Mainly just because there's a lot of spare power cables for having laptops and stuff set up. That.
Now you need your crocodile clips.
Yeah. This bit shouldn't be necessary, just for those of you who don't, for those of you who are like, what the hell is he doing? The microscope needs a light, and the light on this microscope is broken, which is one of the reasons why it didn't cost me anything. And I have just not replaced it yet. Basically, the internal brightness control on it is broken. So in order to run it, you need to run it directly off a bench power supply, which can regulate the current to it. Because otherwise, being LEDs, they will just draw unlimited current until they burn out. So it needs a current controlled supply. Right, that's that. Now we need capture. So that requires...
Plug in this?
Yeah, it's mini HDMI, but we've got an adapter for that, if I can find it super quick. Oh, please be it. Yes, good.
Look at that. The adapter was in the cable box.
Shush. Shut. This is way too much effort for what we're doing. This is taking longer than the actual repair will take.
However, you can now show off that you actually have a microscope.
Yeah, well, I guess it begs the question, what's our objective here, isn't it? And it's just like, well, people are here for I feel like what we're trying to do is showcase stuff. So we are showcasing some equipment.
Absolutely.
And like, it's not equipment that other people don't have, but now I need power for the microscope itself. But I think, but people will see how these microscopes are hooked up now, I guess.
Yes, you can show off your andon stuff.
Yes. My hand. USB power. Oh, I have a plan. I can probably just power this off of the laptop. Because otherwise I need another socket for a USB power supply for the thing. This is why an electronics workbench is actually a horrifying mess of wires. Because all of the capture setup and everything, there's a lot to it, man. Right, please provide enough power.
Welcome.
Okay, that looks promising. Right.
There we go.
Yeah, if you switch to, right, I want PC camera, I guess.
There we go.
Can we just not with that? I'm just going to try powering that back up again.
Welcome.
Right. Mass storage. No, I don't want to do anything. Am I going to have to get a heckin' charge-only cable so this stops trying to do fancy things? It's trying to oh my bloody... Ah! I need a power... Oh,
just use the USB power bank.
That's what I'm looking for.
That you had?
That's what I'm looking for. I had a battery, but I couldn't find the AOK, the thingy.
What about just the literal power bank you have?
That is at home.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm so frustrated right now. I know I've got everything I need to make this work, and none of it is where I expect it to be. I'm so frustrated. I'm so mad. Everyone's going to be like, sort of, oh, I'll send you this. I'm like, I know I've got one. I just don't know where the damn thing is.
Just grab the Pine Power.
No, because I can plug in an actual sensible plug like this one. Ugh. It just means I need to find another socket is the problem.
You've got one here.
Oh yes, yep, that'll do. That should be close enough. Okay, right.
No. Plug the long cable into the...
I think this one's the same length. However, it might be longer. Benny Hill's music. Okay, right, this is how we're doing it. I hate everything. Everything is awful. Okay.
Well, I mean, you've successfully made 5 minutes of content last an hour and 10 minutes. So that's a skill and a talent.
However, behold, microscope view.
You just need to turn the light on.
Oh, yes. Right, amp limit. I can't remember how much I give this now, 800 or 80. Let's start at 80.
At 1 volt?
Oh, yes. There we go. Okay, right.
Oh, now you can see the just smear.
Yes. Right, okay. Where's my soldering iron? That smear will disappear when I make the solder molten again. Okay, that was an obnoxious amount of effort. Everyone, and I think anyone who was just like, yes to the microscope was just like, no, no, that it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's okay. Right, we just heat all of that back up again. Bleh. All right, there you go. You get the idea. Okay, right. So now we need to put a new thing down on there. So I'm going to wipe that clean.
I'm now going to walk off again. And...
I know. Look, it might surprise you to know that I don't have an electronics bench set up over there. The point of that table is that it's clean. It's not supposed to have stuff set up on it.
Is this the first thing you've done under it?
Actually, I think it will be. This is the first time I've used it in anger, yeah. Because initially then, I went to look under the scope, and I was just like, no, I look at the screen. That's the point. Right. Q-tips aren't actually very good for cleaning up flux. But I just want to get the worst of it out of the way, just so we can see what's going on in there now.
There you go.
I'll give this a proper wash afterwards to get most of the residue off.
If you do the zoom thingy on the screen, does that also zoom the output?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, I've got the whole thing is too high up at the moment where I was looking at bigger stuff, but we can come in a bit closer. But I don't need to be any closer than that for this work. However, at the very least, though, we can see an awful lot more now than what we previously could. So that's kind of interesting. There's the M.2 slot for scale here, and there's the locking switch for the PCI Express slot. So yeah, you can see the scale that we can now acquire with the microscope. So,
also interesting. Go back.
Hmm?
You can see that pin is ever so slightly bent.
Yeah. Yep. Is the third one from the bottom right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not problematically, but
no, but
yeah,
just
you could do a lot of
that's the
inspection.
level of detail that you have is kind of going, oh yeah, look,
Yeah.
that's a little bent. Oh yes, this is part of a CPU.
Yeah, I was going to say there's all the things, but yeah, where's which slot had the thermal
The one
paste
which
in it?
has the memory stick in.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we don't care about that. So yeah, I think this camera is 30 FPS, but who's being fussy at this point? Paul, did you get your 60 FPS camera sorted? Have you got beautiful 60 FPS microscope camera work now? So good, right. Right. Okay. Right. So.
Anyone joining now will think Dave from EEV Blog has acquired an English accent.
So I need a 100 nanofarad capacitor. Someone in the chat, what's the code for that? Is that going to be 104, I think?
Oh yes, Paul does have his full 50 FPS set up now.
Excellent. I need to drop into one of your streams at some point again. I haven't been in for a while. There's 105. But yeah, 100 nano, that's going to be 104, isn't it? 10 and 4 zeros. Yeah. Yeah, because that would be 100,000 picofarads.
The first result from chat is 104.
Good. Excellent. I am the big brain. There's the 103.
Listen here, pal. Very good, Arnold.
See, the problem with the microscope now, for the bench cam, I just pull the bench cam back so it could see me going, look, I'm sorting through capacitors now to find the one that I need. I haven't actually used any from this kit yet, so...
It's okay, we can solve this.
104, here we go.
We can solve this, see? Because now we can just have...
We can. We could just switch that in, yeah. Yeah, just see what that looks like, actually. That's kind of an interesting shot if you cut to that.
Remove the water bottle.
Here's my LTT. Wait, never mind. Zing. There we go. Is that a cool view? There we go. Yeah. So I've been counting out things there. Right, so here's the 104 capacitors. So I shall now get one of those out. I'm going to get some tweezers as well. Walking off camera again. Ah! Someone in the comments is going to be like, "Oh, he was off camera most of the stream. Didn't even see him."
What do I want? I want game. No, no video capture device.
What are you trying to do?
I want the XR1 because it's not on this scene.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah,
so
you got the right idea.
That.
Yeah, and then just reorder it so the other cameras are on top of it in the things. Yeah.
Oops.
Might be easier to drag the XR1 down. Yeah.
And then I want to go. Oh, can I just drag it to scale it?
You can, yes. If it's unlocked, you can just do a dirty drag scale.
Boop.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Right. One replacement capacitor. And I've immediately lost sight of it.
Don't worry, so have I. I think it went off the top.
I think it bounced under the PCHE sink. Oh. Whose stream is this? I can't help but feel this is somehow Paul's fault. Oh.
So what's the likelihood of damage for a random floating capacitor?
It's gone somewhere else now. It's in a better place. I'll get another one out.
There you go.
There we go. This one's got a chip on it. Who sourced these capacitors? These are eBay capacitors. This is what happens when you buy your capacitors from eBay. However, it'll be a 100 nanofarad capacitor, which is what matters.
Plus or minus 20%.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's see. How am I going to do this? So what I need to do is I need to heat the left pad and then flow the thing into it. So I'm actually going to try and left hand. I'm going to switch irons, actually. We're going to switch down to a smaller iron now, which I diligently brought to hand. This is why I have 2 irons, because I've already got the pencil on hand with the BC2 tip on it. So now we're going to switch down to the small tip. Let's put some more. Whoops, that's a bit too much.
Are you sure you want to use that chipped capacitor, though?
Oh, it's fine. Actually, you know what? Just for posterity, get a different one.
Oh no, my 7/100th of a pence capacitor.
Yeah.
Don't lose this one.
Right, and I just want to unplug this fan because I've just slightly caught the wire and I don't want to catch it again. There we go.
M is for a millipool of flux.
Right, I'm still getting used to working on. The thing about working under a microscope is you have no, well, what would you call this? A monofocal? It only has one thing. It's 2D, so you have no depth perception.
I thought they were called monocular.
That then, yeah. Because obviously a good microscope would be binocular, and then the fancy ones you get trinocular, so you have 2 for your eyes and 1 for your camera. What temperature is this at? It is at 400. This BC2 tip is struggling.
Meatloaf.
Yeah, this tip is struggling. I might actually switch back to the knife edge. See, I'm melting the. You can see I'm melting the solder on the side of the capacitor, but the pad is not heating. So every time it touches the pad, it goes solid. Yeah, I'm switching out again. So yeah, this is my first time soldering under a microscope, so bear with me. And also, this capacitor size 0603, yeah, 0603, this is getting down to the lower limits of my ability to competently solder. 0806 I'm very comfortable with, but 0603, oh my god, this thing is a sledgehammer by comparison. Right. Experts in the chat are screaming.
I mean, Paul is being complimentary of your ability to even touch the pad.
Oh, thanks, Paul. You're too kind. Come on, can we tip that under?
Watch, are you actually melting the PCI?
I think I was getting close to it then. However, I think we're okay. There we go. Right, I think that's on. I'm going to get the other side of it now, and then I can flow both sides. I think that is on the board and it is flat. So now I'm just going to put just a little touch to the other side.
Does it matter which way round it is?
It does not, no.
It does not matter that you flipped it over?
No. Multi-layer ceramic capacitors, which is what this is, are not polarized. Electrolytic capacitors, so the bigger ones, we got one on the board, so like big cylinder boys like this one,
yeah,
that's polarized. And then tantalum,
yeah,
where's one?
I wasn't sure if the multi-layer ceramics were as well.
Yeah. Have we got any big capacitors around here to show?
Well, VRMs would be
they're under all
expect them.
Yeah, they're under all the heat sinks. Oh, there's not a lot of bypassing up here. Yeah, I can't see any examples, so I'm going to go back to this topic at hand. But yes, no, MLCCs are not polarized.
Fair enough.
There we go, that looks nice. And I'll just touch up the other side of it again.
This feels like a quit whilst you're ahead.
I just want to see it flow just one more time, and then I'll be like, okay, now I'm happy. No! Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Say nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I'm just now expecting the motherboard to be completely dead.
Nah, we're fine. We're fine. I'm going to touch up the other side, and then I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. All right. That's it. I'm out. It has a new capacitor on it. It does not have a smashed capacitor on it. I'm out. What's the chat's reaction to that?
Approximately lol. Oh dear.
This is why I don't do live repairs. If you ever see people doing live repairs like Paul and so on, give them some heckin' respect, because people who do live repairs are fucking brave, if you ask me. Got more balls than I have. I am not brave enough to do this live.
It's okay, all you need to do now is make it straight.
It's straight enough. I've just got to try and get all of the heckin' flux out of there. Who was it that said use loads of flux? Whose idea was that?
Yours.
No, I was told to use loads of flux. Okay, coming on the other side.
Still, I don't know. Yeah, all we need to do is edit the VOD. So we just cut off after like 25 minutes, just going, oh look, see, have a working board. Bye guys.
If this board doesn't post, I'm going to be so mad. I'll blame Floorlamp, because he said I should take the capacitor off the board. Who was the chap that said I should leave it alone? I can't...
Me.
No, I forgot. There was, the other dude in chat was just like, it works, don't touch it. And I was like, well, Floorlamp says I should remove it, and I'm listening to Floorlamp. All right, that's good enough. I tell you what, I'm just going to brush that with a... I'll give that a little bit of brushy. which is also an acid test in my opinion. Some people go, oh, don't use a toothbrush, you'll damage it. If you can knock stuff off with a toothbrush, it wasn't on properly.
Or you are very aggressive with your brushing of teeth.
That's my opinion. If you can knock it off with a toothbrush, it wasn't on properly. It's really mucky in there. You can see all the little bits of flux and schmutz. That I will.
It's okay. You have an ultrasonic now.
Yeah, I'm not ultrasonicking this. I will clean that off later. That will come off with a little bit of detail work and a little bit of work with another brush and stuff like that. Right now, we'll just make sure that the thing still works, and then we are absolutely quitting while we're ahead. So I'll just plug the PCH wire back in again. Oh, you can see my grubby fingernails. There we go. Right.
Oh, what are the Type-C power delivery cables you buy?
The ones I get are called. There you go. If you switch back to main cam or something now.
Pow. Hello.
These ones are INIU brand. INIU for these ones. Yeah. Then this week I also bought some Type-C cables that are they've put their logo but not the name on them. I haven't tested these yet, but I bought some different ones by some other brand, and they feel quite nice to the hand. I took it out the bag. I was like, oh, that seems like a very nice cable, but I haven't done any speed tests on it yet or anything like that, so I don't know if it's actually any good. But yeah, INIU for power delivery cables. They've got just nice thick power cables kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know if they're good for syncing as well. Seem good enough for charging though. Right, I'm going to take the soldering equipment off the bench.
You take that all down.
Yep.
I will plug some of this in.
Yeah.
And then we'll find out it doesn't work.
Yes. I'll keep this to hand because I think the calm down part of the stream will be to fix some mice now. That can go down there. Whoop. There we go. Right. That good enough? Whoop. Good. Grab that. Swap sides with you. Okay. Right. Come on, let's see if the slot works now. Yeah. Well, what bothers me is I don't know what that op amp is for. I'd love to know what that op amp's purpose actually is. That'd be very interesting. Just because, yeah, I have no idea what it does or how important it was. Right, well, it still powers up. That's a good sign. So theoretically, we should find that there's just no change. That's what we're looking for here. CPU fan error. Oh yeah, we're on the wrong thing. There we go. Right, okay, so I'm going to read the chat down from the top. So does it work? Yes, it looks like it does work. We need to boot up and just hit it with a load again just to make sure it doesn't fall over, but it's looking promising. Let's see, Sleepwalker asks, did we see the Gamers Nexus reviews for the Intel Arc one? I haven't seen it for the A750. I saw the one they did for the baby one, and I was just like, okay. I didn't care, to be honest. But I haven't looked at the one for the bigger card yet, so no comments there. Have you seen it?
Only the 380.
Yeah. I've only looked. The 380 is the one that I saw. I have not seen the A750
How have I
yet
killed
either.
this?
Okay. Hang on a sec. Just going to turn that off for like 10 seconds because this power supply, I've seen this get upset like this before, and you just turn it off for 10 seconds. Oh, just wait for the RGB to go out so it actually is off, then turn it on. Now try it again.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. Big power supplies, they get upset sometimes, and you just need to leave them turned off for like 10 seconds. Okay.
Yes. I think the summary of the A380 from my perspective is it does entirely what it was expected to do.
Yeah.
It approximately competes with a RX 6400.
Yeah.
Which is what it was aimed at.
Yeah.
It's what it was aimed to do. It's what it does. It has met its target.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is fine.
It's not something that is worth buying, but then neither was the 6400, arguably. So.
Yeah. It's a kind of a case of
yeah,
it's done what it was aimed to do, therefore it has succeeded.
Yeah. It's interesting the way it's got heavy dependence on what is that artifact in the top left of the screen? Can you see that? Is that on the capture? Can you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly full screen this because I think there's some artifacting and I just want to know what that is. Can you just bring down the benchmark so we can see the background again? If it's there, it's getting lost in the compression. It's definitely there on the screen though.
Yeah.
What is that?
No, it looks like a timer saying 0000000.
That's an artifact from where the microscope was plugged in. So yeah, that must be some kind of caching thing. I bet if I reinitialize the capture card, that will disappear. Yeah, it's not visible in the capture. So everyone's going to be like, what are they talking about? However, I'm just going to reinitialize the capture a sec. XR1, deactivate. Reactivate. Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, I'm going to power cycle the actual capture card.
Deactivate it from OBS?
I just did. But I'm going to
Before you pull the power out?
Oh, okay, yeah.
There you go. I'd rather not randomly unplug a device that OBS is attempting to capture.
3. It will survive that. It survives it if you do that with webcams. Right. Cool.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. What else was going on, chat? Worried that it might cook the PCB. Nah, not enough heat for that. There we go. Yeah, no, not enough heat. We would have been fine there. That's still there, unless I'm mistaken. I think you're full screened, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That was the timer that was in the top left for the microscope, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so I'm just gonna get a capture of that just because I'm just see if just so people know what I'm going about. Oh, you've messed up one of my scenes, Caradog. How could you do this to me? Whoop. Right. There you go. Can you see those? Can you see those characters in the top of the screen there? That's what I'm going. What is that? There. That should be a smooth background, but we've got these weird artifacts from like numerical characters. But I think that is an artifact from the... Yeah, that covers it.
Yeah.
I think that's an artifact from the capture card, just some bizarre thing. No idea. Oh well. Okay, I don't think that's actually causing us problems, so I don't think that's actually a real problem. I think that's a capture glitch, so I'm not going to fuss over that. That's very unusual, and I'm like, what is that? I don't understand why that is appearing there, and I want to know why. But we'll fix it. Okay, right. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the chat because I've been missing things. Rick Lakes came in with the super chat a bit ago with the $5. What's up, Rick? How are you doing? Thank you very much for the $5. I'm going to jump to the bottom of the chat because I've missed out a load of things. So, right, let's see. Okay, spooky ghost characters. Yeah, they are visible. Screen burning. Oh, it could be the monitor. Do you want to power cycle the monitor?
Maybe. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Well, I'm just going to wait for this to finish and then we can pull this down anyway.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Pile of empty tapes says function of the op amp that we were wondering about. His guess would be something sensor or fan drive related. It's cheap general. Yeah, some kind of sensor. That would make sense. Yeah. Kind of odd because it's quite a big part. But yeah, don't know. Oh well. This board seems to work. So I'm not going to pat myself on the back and say that I've fixed it because it already worked. But at least we've removed the compromised component that could have led to failure. I mean, for all we know, at one point it wasn't working and it's just come good after sitting in a box. You know, it might be that just like at one point before we, last night when I was doing a visual inspection of the board and I spotted that, I poked it with multimeter probes to see if it was shorted on both sides. So I could see if that capacitor had failed short. And just poking it might have been enough to make it come good. So, yeah, maybe the tester wasn't an idiot and it just came good. But at any rate, we have made. I think we've made this board stable, and it's stable enough that I'm willing to put it in my PC and actually daily drive it. So, good. All right, that's a result. We'll tear this down and we're going to switch over to something else now in that case. So, whoop. Right, I'll take that and I'm going to put some covers on. And while I do that...
Did you get the fan? Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, right. While I do this, Caradog, why don't you tell us about what you're going to do? Because you have bought some toys.
Which is exactly the same as the last time we did it. However, it's mice. Because we did that on the podcast.
Yes.
Didn't we? The replacement of the switches in the mice just after you did.
Indeed.
And yes, there was a box of mice.
I'm aware that it's incredibly unhelpful to hand you that box. However, now I can put stuff over here. Oh, I need a...
This is not a mouse.
That is not a mouse. I can see you played Knifey Mousey before.
Knifey Mousey?
Yeah.
That's an entirely different game.
Ugh. Okay, right. What I'll use the motherboard for now. That motherboard is going in my main PC at home, which I mentioned this earlier on, but I'll say it again for the people who weren't here. My computer at home has an ASRock X470 Tai Chi in it, which is a nice motherboard. I quite like it. However, it's X470 and I want an X570 because I've got a 5800X in there. And the X570, well, certainly the X570 in the Lianli clocks a 5800X just a little bit faster. So I just want to, I know I can get a little bit more speed out of that CPU with a better motherboard. So I'm switching up to a newer motherboard. And it also now means that I have an excuse to take my PC apart. So I'll be doing a video, I'll be doing a mainline video where I rebuild my PC, which is the Fractal torrent video that never got made. So now I can just re-record an entire build of that PC to showcase my personal build. And it's not mind-blowing, that personal build, but there's a couple of mods in there that I think are kind of cool, and I hope it just gives people some ideas and makes them go, ah, that's neat. That's a thing that I could do, which is kind of the objective. Excellent. One motherboard. Hurrah! All right, what overhead microscope did we use? So the microscope was an Anon Star, and I can't tell you the model of it because the box has gone walkabout. I think I put the box away for it. Yeah, I did. So I'm not going to go and get it because I've walked off camera too many times this stream. But yeah.
And there are no labels.
Nope.
Labelless.
It's an On Star. They make lots of cameras, and yeah, it's one of their higher end models, I believe. But it gives as you saw, it gives a really good picture. So yeah. Okay, right. Screen size is 9-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch.
Yeah, probably 9-inch.
Yeah, 9 or 10-inch. However, I think if you want big screen though, it's got HDMI out, so you just HDMI out into a big monitor. So, all right. What temps are we expecting? I have not been looking, if I'm honest. Everyone is banging on about, oh, it's going to be 40 degrees and stuff like that, and I'm like, fine. It will be what it's going to be. I will put on a t-shirt and I will waft myself. So, yeah. Okay.
I have a pack of skates, but I don't know what they're for.
Ah, very well. Oh, AJ says it might have been a memory compatibility problem. We were just putting in 2400 memory, which will probably run fine on anything. That is a reasonable assumption. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I might spin this board up again off stream and just test it with some fast memory in it, so I can actually hammer it a bit harder and just be like, let's just make sure. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I'll try some XMP memory in it just to make sure. Yeah, it's very easy to do. Very easy to do. I'll try some faster memory on it. So yeah. Use a data vac as a personal HVAC. They can't run for that long, I don't think. I was going to say you could probably fashion a ducting system so it's running in another room. But yeah. Okay. It's Caradog's patriotic box with the flag. Absolutely.
It's a plastic box, man.
We're not making... It's not a political statement. Groovy. Right, what have we got? We've got a Performance MX. Ooh, Darkfield. Fancy.
Yeah. There are office mice.
Are they broken or are you just improving?
This one apparently has started double clicking.
Okay, yeah.
There's just lots of schmutz.
Ah, okay, yeah. I was going to say you were just observing that there was lots of schmutz in it. Yeah.
Yes. I like the fact that there's little grooves here where they're just like digging your finger to remove a skate.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. That's brand new.
Do that all the time.
No, wait. This one is brand new.
Yeah.
But it's got standard switches in it.
Okay, so you want to make that one fancy, yeah. This is an odd one. Oh, this is that one that's got the
it's
the built-in weights, yeah.
Yeah, it's a G7X.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a G9X.
Yeah, it's got little weights in the back.
Yeah, it's a G9X.
What's the deal with that bit?
Because there's a clamshell that goes over the top.
Ah, I see.
And then gives you actual buttons.
Okay. I just think it was a bit of an odd shape.
Yeah, I just haven't brought it because...
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh no, it's there.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, because you then end up with that.
Ah, yeah. Oh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Get 'em. G9X laser.
Yeah.
Laser. Neat. That's quite a good idea, actually, because it means that they can rebrand the mouse really easily.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was turbo. Yeah. This has no click in it at all. The button just went down to nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. I can tell why you want to fix this one. Very well.
Yes, where is your solder sucker? The sucking of the solder.
It is on the bench behind us.
And
right, if you start disassembling, I'll help.
Where is a spudger? A prying tool.
Right, you got one? Yeah, you've got one. Cool.
Yes.
I'll grab equipment and help set up while you disassemble.
Yes, I can't. Oh, this screwdriver is not a Phillips.
No, but there's one to your left.
Yes, it was just the fact that I picked it up and went to undo a Phillips and then went, huh.
Yes. Okay. DD, double damage. Oh, no, yeah.
Quad damage.
We're back onto DD conversations again.
I think there's an additional reason why that click might feel particularly egregious.
I was going to say, that feels like it's snapped, or is it? It's gone. Have you already removed it?
Yes.
Oh, fair enough.
I was like, I believe there's a reason why that one feels particularly egregious.
It did feel like it was completely missing, but I didn't say that because I couldn't think of a reason why the actual clicker would be physically gone.
Also, just yeah. This, just how much of the weight sits in like this shell with these and stuff as well.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about weighted mice because I'm running a weighted mouse at home, and I've just put all of the weights in it just so I don't have to store them anywhere. And I was like, yeah, feels all right. But I guess it just depends. If someone buys it and just like, no, I want a really light mouse, you can make it really light.
Yeah.
Right, focus. Ugh. I think we're on. And
no, that definitely needs a smaller one.
Bam. There we go. Smaller screwdriver. Yes, 1 sec. There we go. There's a size down. Whoop.
Ha, thanks.
I'm going to come back to you in a moment, chat. Right, soldering iron is over there. The solder is still over there. And the desoldering gun, I will start plugging in so it is available.
I can't remember how this comes apart, so I'm just doing the process of remove every screw.
Well, if you remove every screw, eventually it'll come apart, so yeah.
Ah, it's those ones.
Okay, right. Do I prefer a Sony screwdriver? I've not used a Sony screwdriver.
A Sony screwdriver?
Yeah. Or do you mean like a sonic screwdriver, an electronic screwdriver or something?
A sonic screwdriver.
The screwdrivers I'm using here, these are Wearer brand screwdriver. And these are Wearer Craft Form to be exact. And they are the best screwdrivers I have ever used. End statement. So yeah, I do often daily drive the secure electric screwdriver as well, and I do like that a lot. I don't say that just because I have affiliate links. I use it because it's good. I would not be shilling it. I would not be using it if it were not good. And yeah, I like it a lot. However, electric screwdrivers do not replace your entire screwdriver set. They just complement it. Right, I think I'm nearly there. Ooh. That is going to be there. Then, what happened to the soldering iron itself?
It's there, or at least.
Oh, that's that one. Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually bring it. Oh, I thought I brought
the TS100s.
Oh, that's right. I was going to change the tip back over again because you want a D24 in this at the moment. So, right. Faff upon faff awaits you. Oh. You've got my T6. Whoop. Right, that's.
Haha, that's how that comes up.
And that.
Yeah, it's interesting that the sensor is on its own little board in this one.
Yeah, probably because it's a. Is that the one with the dark field, or is that the laser?
This is a laser
Yeah.
mouse.
Oh, yeah. That one said laser on it. Yeah. Again, probably because it's got a fancy laser sensor on it, they've actually made it discreet.
Yeah.
Whereas if it were using a standard LED one, it would probably just be it would probably be just built into the board itself rather than on a discrete module.
Indeed.
Okay. Right. What do you want? What do you need? I'll get you a clamp as well.
The clamp, the vise, the holder for holding things.
I don't know.
Good heavens.
This stream is cursed. How do you lose a vise? It's a massive hunk of metal. How can it not be in sight somewhere?
I do not know.
Yeah, okay. You might have to freehand it.
What is organization?
Yeah. You might have to freehand it. That mouse pad is sacrificial. Which is why I put that one out today. So, like, if we put burn marks in it, I don't care. Oh my god. How is this possible? Okay, think.
Oh.
Did you do that deliberately or
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because I do that accidentally, and I make myself jump with that thing every time I use it. No, you're going to have to freehand it. I'm sorry. I'm so angry. I can't find anything today. I don't know how this is possible. How could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, when I last used this, there were people in the comments that were just like, "Oh, those are crap. You know, you're doing it wrong." And I'm like, "But look, it works."
But look at all the gunk.
You press the button, it goes burr, and all the solder disappears.
Yeah. That hole needs some stabbing, I feel. Who designed that mouse? It's terrible.
I'm sorry, chat. I'm coming back. I feel awful just because I've spent half of this stream off camera looking for equipment. Have you broken it?
I think I slightly broke it.
Don't know what that was.
Does it look like possibly something slightly missing from that hole, the center hole now?
Oh yeah, you're taking the pad off.
Goodbye.
Yeah, where's the trace to it? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to turn the heat down. That means that there was too much heat. Also though, that's a really small pad. So that one's actually legitimately very easy to break. Okay.
Oops.
So...
Also, where are my bags of switches?
Under the monitor.
Ah.
Yep. Yeah, they're all right there. Let's have a look here. Welcome to why people say don't use those things. Well, you know what? I was just saying, oh, but they work. And then we've literally just ripped up a pad with it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's have a close look at what's happened here. So...
Then again, I probably did that with a soldering iron.
Yeah, so...
that's the one I abused with a soldering iron.
Yeah, possibly. So... As you can see, the middle hole, we've lost the pad for that. However, we'll run a jumper wire because we can. So yeah. Let's see this on the microscope. No! No microscopes. No microscopes. We put it all away. Absolutely not. Get out of here, Duma. Get out of here.
Dormammu.
Dormammu, I've come to vote. That's not funny. We shouldn't joke about that. However... Right, okay, I'm going to do one more scan for this sodding vise. We'll fix that. Keep going. We'll run a jumper wire. It'll be great. You'll see.
That does not work. You cannot put that over the leg of that.
I don't understand how I can lose a big block of metal.
I don't understand how I've lost my marbles. My marbles, where are they?
Oh, wait, I know where it is.
It's in the back room.
Joke's on you, I found it. It was in the kitchen.
Because that's where I keep my vice.
Yep. Ugh. Right. Okay. It was in the kitchen because I was using it outside to hold up a camera when I was shooting outside. Okay. Oh, God, reviewing CCTV to find it. I've done that before for lost things. I've been like, I know I had it at this time, so all I have to do is go to that time and then fast forward to the point where I move it somewhere else. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to catch up on the chat now. Graham should just hold the board while Caradog desolders. Right, let's make that straight. There's a thing if you want to use it. Right. Okay. True friend, not blaming his mate. What are you looking for?
I thought I grabbed a pair of tweezers. I did not.
No, I think I... Did I take them away? I took away the nice ones. I'll bring in some...
I'll bring in the nasty ones for you to use.
The nice ones are for when you're dealing with 0603.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree.
Yeah. When you're down to microscopic components, you get out the nice tweezers. There's a selection.
When you're just going, come
Yeah.
off. No, I don't like those ones.
That's why I've got a selection. In fact, for that, just some straight up pliers might be what you need. You could poke it through the holes at the base of it.
I can probably just poke it through like that now.
Yeah. Okay, right. It's not up to you to decide when and how to lose your marbles. Useful for holding bread. Assume anything, I'd suggest only misleading the damn duck bath. Oh no! If the vice could sing, what would it sing?
Why are all those around me idiots?
Whenever you see Amtech here, you think of Danish Amitech. This Amtech, fun fact, for the longest time, I thought this Amtech was just like some kind of fake Amtech's rebadge thing. But the reality is there is a brand called AM Tech, which do just lots of cheap tools. Nothing to do with the brand of Flux. So yeah, it's not knockoff at all, it's just cheap. Which makes, and now I don't feel bad about it. Paul Daniel said it would sing Crush. Who's that by? Is that the one that goes Crush, Crush? That's the only word I know from that song. It was a 90s pop song. Female singer. Come on, Caradog, you know this.
I don't know.
Amitech was a computer brand in Denmark. Ah. I'm going to get a better action shot of the action after it's all happened, I think, but...
Did it?
This is now a Dutch angle.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I was going to... Oh, yeah.
What?
No matter. Does it look better if I revert that? Yes, it does. Spirit fingers. Hang on a sec. There we go. You've got to tighten the back bit when that happens.
Help me, I limp.
All right. Now more desoldering. Jennifer Page. Hey! Very good.
See, I didn't remove the pads this time.
Oh, speaking of, have we lost a microphone? Yes. One of the microphones has gone flat. I think it's your one. Yes.
Very well.
I will. You keep going. I'll put it on charge.
Okay.
I forgot to put on.
I will just talk as though my auntie is deaf.
I forgot to put the microphones on charge yesterday. And it had, that one was low on like 50%. I was hoping it was going to make it through. All right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So, you see going to here anyway.
Yeah.
The bottom one doesn't even have a trace going
No,
to it.
that's the thing. When
it's the wrong one that came off.
Initially, when it looked like you'd torn, I was like, "Oh, is that a not connected?" Because I know one of them won't be, but it's not. But yeah, as I say, what we'll do is we'll put all the new ones in, and then we'll run a jumper wire from it, which will be kind of cool.
Color switch.
Well, do you want to run us through the switches you've got, just as a reminder for anyone who hasn't seen this before?
I can't actually remember which ones.
Use the overhead cam mic. It'll be awful. Just for reference, let's just find out how awful. Let's just switch properties. You were warned. Oh, I think that's actually disabled. I'm curious as to how bad this sounds now. Open sound settings. Sound control panel. Recording. 4K stream edition. Oh, it's not muted. It's just really bloody quiet. Levels. That much. Oh, you're looking up the spec again. Huh. Properties. Why isn't that sounding? Or is it just that quiet? Nope, we'll never know. We're not onto it yet. Never mind. Right, okay, I'm going to catch up on the chat. Let's see. James Brock says, have we gotten to the fix yet? Not... let me try that again. Might get a coffee in a minute. Right. We have looked at the board. The board turned out to be a working board, which is great because I bought a nice motherboard for 50 quid, but it meant that the repair was a bit of a bust. We did find a smashed capacitor on it, which we have replaced as just for preventative maintenance. So we did do a fix on that. We're now just working on some mice. We're replacing switches, and Caradog is just looking up what the spec of these different colored switches are as a reminder. So we'll be back with you in just a moment. Let's go back to this screen while we wait. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I did get them. Right, yeah, so.
All right.
I'm hoping that these are all the ones, yes.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the mic. Well, actually, what if I just put the mic... No, that's... Okay, you take the mic while you... Are we going to have to do hot swap with the mic? Just pass it. It's going to be the conch shell. You can only speak when you're holding the mic.
All right, Piggy.
What? I'm not Piggy. I'd be that one kid. Although, to be honest, they all have a terrible time, so there are no winners here.
Absolutely. But yes, so we've got 4 types. Goodbye.
I'll be bringing it back. I'm just moving it out of the way because it's hot and it can't be switched off.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we have 4 switches, and you're on that camera, not this camera. So me pointing at things means nothing.
Okay, let me switch back to bench cam.
There you go. So yes, so we have 4 switches. These are the kale, kalach. We never decided what the pronunciation was.
I think everyone calls them kale.
Yes, these are the GM8s. which I believe are the ones that are slightly quieter and slightly less clicky. Then you've got the 4s, which are more clicky and louder clicky.
All right. Put the mic on because you're quiet at the moment. Yeah.
Very well.
I'm working on a solution, guys. Carry on.
Yes. So 8s, 4s, 2s, gold dustproof. These are the reds are the most clicky and the most tactile. The reds are slightly less. Sorry, the blacks or the 8s are similar in tactile click, but are slightly less loud apparently. And then the blues are supposed to be basically the same as the Omrons, so quite soft and mushy and quiet. And then you've got these tactile golds, which are, if I remember correctly, supposed to be quite quiet, but slightly tactile, I think, in the scale of things. So yeah.
I put the blues in my mouse, and I really like them, but they are very clicky. For keyboards, I don't like clicky, but in the mouse, I actually quite like it.
Yeah, right. Apparently these are the softest and least clicky of all of the Kale ones, the blues.
Fair enough. Right, stand by. We're going to try the webcam mic. My prediction is it's going to be awful. Is there any output there? No? Is it just really freaking quiet?
Hello.
Oh no. No, that's
Hello there.
No, now you're just terrifying the masses. Now you're just terrifying the masses. All right. I tell you what, I'm going to get the other mic and I'll just have it plugged in while I wear it.
Stay. There we go. There. Good. Fine. So yes. And basically I'm just going to replace these with 2 of exactly the same. I'm not going to be weird and have a different left and right click.
Oh God. Not sure about that. I guess that's going to be a thing that people do, isn't it?
Maybe. But I'm just like, no thanks. Do not. Soldering iron.
Press button A to start heating.
I am actually just going to vice this. I have changed my mind.
Yep. Right. Okay, there we go. I have a working mic again.
I have
I'm
a
just
solution.
mic'd up, yeah. Okay, there we go. Right. Yes. Again, this is why I don't do the live repairs, because what people don't see is between the jump cuts, me spending about 10 or 15 minutes vicing everything up in such a way that the camera angle is right and everything can be seen and stuff like that. Okay. Right. What's a good wired mouse? You've got a stainless series rival. It's a lot of personal preference. I still like Logitech mice, and I still use them. I haven't strayed away from Logitech in quite a long time. I think if I wasn't using a Logitech, I'd probably be using Corsair. Just because I like their designs, but I haven't actually used one. But like since, what are you looking for? Oh yeah, sorry.
I was just like, it's gone.
Yeah. Since getting into changing switches in mice, I think that drastically changes my outlook on it as well, because now it's a matter of get the mouse with the design you like. And if someone's like, oh, the switches are bad in them, it's like, change the switches anyway. Like, I'm very much in the camp of just put Kale switches in all your mice because they're that good. Watch the other mic go flat now. The other one was full, so we should be okay. But yeah, I tend not to charge the mics. Well, what I should do is charge them after the show and then take them off the next morning. Because what I'm trying to avoid doing is keeping the mics just fully charged all the time, because it will knacker the batteries.
Yeah.
Although that much being said, obviously they're getting like 2 to 3 hours of use each show, which will obviously significantly drain the battery in them. So there shouldn't be an issue with battery longevity in these things anyway.
In theory.
I'm more worried about that being the case on the receiver, because the receiver is plugged into the PC all the time. So yes.
Attempting the big Clive. And not being certain which direction your digits should be moving in.
Yes.
It's like, how do I, which direct...
Can we get a link for those? You can buy them in small quantities on eBay. If you search eBay for kale, that's K... how's it spelled again?
K-A-I-L-H,
Oh, it's that many.
I think. They're not written on the switches.
Oh, aren't they?
No. These
yes,
ones
they are. K-A-I-L-H.
Oh, I was looking at...
K-A-I-L-H.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the dust proofs, and the dust proofs aren't kale.
Ah,
That's why
I
they're
see.
not branded kale.
Ah, I see. Yeah, very well. Okay, so yeah, these are kale switches. You can, if you search for kale on eBay, you can find them in small quantity. They are kind of morbidly expensive in small quantity.
Yeah, they're about £1 a switch on eBay.
That's not horrifying.
Yeah,
I
about
suppose.
£1.50 a switch
if you're
on
just
eBay.
doing your mouse. Yeah, if you're just doing your own personal mouse, do you want to put the iron down while you vice up properly? And yeah, just vice a bit harder on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. If you're just doing your own mouse, you're probably not going to mind spending, you know, 3 or 4 quid on some switches. So yeah, then if you want to buy in quantity, then you want to get from AliExpress or somewhere like that, because I think you paid. How much did you pay for the packs of switches? You were paying like 3 or 4 quid for a pack of 10 or something, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot more appropriate. Whoop. Nice. Okay.
But yeah, it was just a case that, as with all things off of AliExpress right now, the shipping was horrendous.
What, price-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you kind of need to buy a load of stuff to make that worthwhile.
Yeah, which was just why I bought the number I did, because it was a case of basically the cost is going to be the same, so I might as well.
Paul Daniels says, is there an ambidextrous Logitech wireless mouse that also uses a micro switch for the middle click? I don't think, I don't know of any Logitechs that are using a micro switch for the middle click at the moment. Although, ironically, actually, my G502 Hero, no, my G603 Hero, yeah, that is the one I've got over here.
The cable.
Forgot that I wasn't wireless anymore. God damn. Okay.
Honestly.
Sorry, everyone. Just took everything off the bench there. Okay. I'm alright. I'm okay. Curse stream. It's a curse stream, but we're kind of... Yeah, anyway. Right. Yes. My Logitech G603... No, what was it? Which mouse did I do that did have... I was fixing one of my mice. I've forgotten which one it was.
Why would you go flat?
One of my mice did have a... I can't remember. It might have been the G603. I'd have to look through the video again, but I'm sure. I think it was my G603, had a micro switch on the middle click because it was a kale switch, and I was really confused.
Oh yeah, but it had Omrons for the main clickers.
Oh, I think. Oh, the micro switch was for the DPI select. Bizarrely, that's what it was, because I can feel that DPI select switch. That's a micro switch. I can feel that. Okay, that's why I'm not going mad.
There you go. Now that's flat.
I'm kind of going mad, but I'm not going entirely mad. All right. Okay.
Also.
Yeah, we don't need that. Get it out of the way.
Be gone.
This is the danger of having a lot of clutter on your bench. This is when accidents start to happen. And it's kind of why, like, when we started rigging everything up earlier on, I was like, I don't like this. This is asking for trouble. Anyway, those are some new switches on.
Interesting. Yeah, cool. Where did we need to jump it from?
So was it just the one?
Yes, I also now don't know which one it was.
It was the left.
It's the right one. It's that one.
So from the top, it was the left middle.
It's that one.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's swap places again. And I'll have a look at that.
Sure thing.
Right.
Well, so yes, for recommendations for wired mice, if you're buying modern in today, I think your option is like the G502. Because you can pick them up reasonably cheap. Because I've seen them go on sale for like £20, £25. Which isn't terrible. I'll be back with more water.
Okay.
I will give you the wireless one.
Okay. God. My apologies for this clown fiesta, everyone, which is mostly just me flailing wildly. However, just again, this is why I don't do live repairs.
Did you say you wanted coffee? Was that the actual statement you made?
Yes, please, because I think that's why I'm sort of going, and I think coffee will help me focus. All right, okay, let's get this under control. So, it's a fun stream. Good. I'm glad people are having fun. That's the main thing. I think you'll try to bodge up a micro switch and place the tactile. Ugh. Thank you, Caradog. Caradog never closes the bag of coffee pods. And I'm just like, my God, man, were you raised in a barn? Okay, right, I keep reaching over to the laptop and then not actually doing anything. I need Logitune so I can bring the camera in for the close shot, because we've got some work to do. So, okay, let's observe first. So let's come in for the big glory close-up shot. Oh, now the bloody camera mount has come loose. There we go. All right. Something, something. This is why I don't do live shows. Right. Or live repairs. Are you all right over there?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Are you just checking that I'm okay?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm here. Right. Bench cam. Let's make this non-flipped because it's irking me. Bam. Okay. And focus. And I'm just going to get myself a full screen preview so I can make sure that we're focused. All right. Logitune, come back. All right, we don't need to be that close. There we go, we're in focus. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, so here is our problem pad. So as you can see, we've lost the pad for this middle switch here. This guy is soldered on. This guy, we've lost the pad. Now, there's no trace coming out on this side. Or is there? Hang on a sec. No. So the trace comes out on the switch side. And, oh, we can't see it anymore. It goes off to one of these vias over here. Oh, and then it goes through the board again. So it's going to come out to one of those two, I believe. So I might actually buzz that out. Oh, I can't because the switch is in the way. I'm actually going to have to remove the switch to check that again. Okay, we're going to do some repair work. Thanks, my dude. All right, let's see. Let's do a bit of handiwork on this. Right. So switch is coming back off again because I need to see the trace. I thought I'd be able to see it once the switch was in place, but I cannot. Okay, let's go back to that view. All right. Oh man, these pads are really bad. They're just really small and easy to damage. I mean, these things aren't built to be repairable, so... I think I'm right. I'm just going to check focus. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure you guys can vaguely see what's going on. There we go, that'll do. Trying not to say thanks, my darling. Thank you, honey. Right.
Hello, my darling. Hello.
The thought occurred to me.
Hello, my ragtime girl.
All right. So our middle switch one here, that goes across there. Is the top trace going down? It doesn't go to those vias. It goes under here and it buggers off somewhere else. So that's super annoying. Okay.
The frog cartoon. Yes. Exactly.
Oh, that's going to be horrifying to trace. Unless I can just scratch up that trace and solder onto it. I might quickly have a go at that and just see if there's any mileage there.
Why do you have wood screws in your soldering iron?
They've been lurking around. They don't need to be in there. They were just lurking around on the countertop. And oh yeah, I was keeping them for when I was going to possibly screw things onto the underside of the countertop, and I didn't want to lose them. So, okay. Right, mic is very low. Oh, have I lost this? Have we lost this mic now? Oh my god, we have. Ah! Ah! Okay. Hopefully, oh my. My god. Okay. Just. If we lose another mic, we'll bring the condenser over. There's just so much. There's so much jank. There's so much scuff in this stream. Right. Okay. I actually want to access this trace like halfway down the board. So what I'm doing now, I've got this knife and I'm just scratching away the solder mask to expose the copper trace so I can solder onto it. I need to be super careful because otherwise I'll just scrape the trace off the board. And it goes scrapey, scrapey.
Yes, we have kale switches for these. Although these ones actually aren't kale switches, they're just something else.
These particular ones are another brand of.
TD Dustless?
Oh yeah, there is a brand on that. It's just really hard to read because it's a clear cap. TTC?
Yeah.
Yeah, TTC brand on these ones.
TTC Dustless.
We have a selection of
Gold
kales
dustless.
and stuff
Yeah.
as well, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got kale blues, kale black clears, and kale
Reds,
somewhere.
blues, clears, blacks, whatever they're called. Eights, 4s, 2s, and dustless. This is
red and yellow and pink and green, orange and purple and blue.
I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow.
All right.
Sing a rainbow.
Now I'm going to try and tin that up.
Oh, there's the reds.
Oh yeah.
Some room for stream. Motherboard worked. Stream didn't.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I don't think we're going to get a good join on this. Right, where is... There it is. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm kind of just messing around and going, can I get away with this? I've got some 0.1 millimeter magnet wire here now, and I'm going to try and run a jumper from the switch to that trace. And I might even be able to just run it through the hole, actually, which would be kind of neat. Okay, right, so let's cut a bit off. And I'm just going to give that a little scrapey just to bare the end of it. All right, again, I'm working on stuff that's right on the limits of my ability here because we're working on some really heckin' thin wire. We do actually need the microscope for this, but I'm going to try and be a hero.
Should be the subtitle of every stream. Can I get away with this?
Yeah. All right, that's now attached to the trace. I'm going to see if I can get a close-up on this because this wire is thinner than a hair. Let's go for the big close-up. It's a shame I did actually take down the... this would have been a way better demonstration of the microscope. It's kind of a shame that I actually took it down, but I'm not going to set it up now because I'm super stressed this stream, and I'm just trying to make everything work. There we go. Here's our jumper wire. All right. I'm going to pause for a sec, and oh, this coffee is still too hot. Boo. Okay. Right. What's up, Firephone? How you doing? And hello, O-Run as well. Can you just scratch it right next to the hole and blob a bit of solder on it? That's kind of the plan, if I'm honest. Mr. Carlson's Lab is a really good channel. Bob Ross of Repair. Yeah, I agree. I've watched a bit of Mr. Carlson's Lab. I do agree. What would you think if I put my reservoir in a bucket of ice water and put it on YouTube? It works. You'll get lower temperatures. Yeah, it works as long as you can be bothered to keep the ice water going, basically. Is this wire from a coil? This is actually a dedicated spool. You can buy wire like this in just spools now. So yeah, it's a spool of 0.1 millimeter wire. Needs a Tagano. Yeah, well, I have something along those lines now, just not quite as good. Demonstrate some records on hardware bot. Yeah, I want to do more overclocking stuff just for practice. I don't think we're going to take any records, though. I'm not good enough for that. And there are some really nice deals on 14-inch dull latitudes. Yeah, big time. These latitudes, I'm a big fan of them. They're really cheap right now. Probably the best bang for buck you can get for a laptop, let alone a secondhand laptop. Right, I'm going to put this through the hole.
Let's go through the keyhole.
I'm going to put this through the hole. Please, I'm begging you. Okay, there we go. And I've got to dodge that bit there.
Is this not enamelled?
It is enamelled. However, where I touch it with the solder, the enamel will just immediately melt off. So,
unlike those other times.
On this stuff that's this thin, it definitely will. Yeah,
Okay.
The other times, I 100% agree, that was much thicker wire. I was working with really thick stuff there. Now I've got the super thin stuff. So yeah. Clearly not going. Look, it's fine. We're through the hole. Look at that. It looks great. That's it. That's all we've got to do. We just got to put it back together again. It'll stick together by magic. Right, I'm actually going to put the switch in now, and then we'll solder blob that all up, and it'll be great. This is the plan. Okay, I'm going to back out the focus again. Right, where is our focus? Let's go. Could you fix the focus on that? I think we're in. Right, tidy up the ends. Perfect, there you go.
Ta-da!
Right, I'm just tidying up the pins on the switches again where I desoldered it.
Has Caradog been sacked from soldering after killing the pad? No, I have gracefully given the floor to my learned colleague.
Well, this is why we practice. This is what it's all about. And if anything, you know, the fact that Caradog just has a box of broken mice to fix means that he's going to get jolly good at this, is the theory. Not necessarily today, because... Oh, what's the timer on? Do you just want to switch to OBS a moment? Because I think this is probably going to be our last thing, if I'm honest.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're on 2.5 hours.
Yeah, this is our last thing then. Oh, well, nearly. I've got one little hair on the thing that's stopping it from going through the hole. But yeah, that's the thing. Soldering is all about practice. So if you ever make a hash up of something, you know, as the dog from Adventure Time once said, whose name I've forgotten, I'm sorry, sucking at something is the first step toward becoming kind of good at something.
Still never seen Adventure Time.
It's a weird show, man. It has its moments, but it's a weird show.
Yeah. The only bit I've seen of it is Tactical Hug.
My fucking...
Do you want to take another one out of the packet?
No, I don't want to take another one out of the packet. I want this one to go through the hole. The darn hole.
That was still excellent voiceover work.
I just have that as a soundbite saved on the computer. Oh, okay. The hole is not fully clear. That's why it's not going through. Might be my fault.
But yes, all I've seen in Adventure Time is Tactical Hug and the white dog creature going, "This is my favorite cup. It's my favorite thing in the universe." Throws out window, and now it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the dog's name? Someone I literally cannot remember his name, and it's frustrating me. John DiMaggio voices him. And he's just great. Why the hell? Okay, I'm putting a new switch in it.
Does Dallas.
He's yellow as well. Just so you know.
Jake?
Jake, yes. Of course. Jake the dog and Finn the human. The fun will never end. It's adventure time. There we go.
Excellent.
The clearance on these is really tight because it's just that bottom hole. Please don't make me... Okay, right. I'm getting the wick.
The John Wick.
Oh, no.
It's okay. I'll make several new holes.
With pencils. John Wick. The John Wick movies are so good, man. I love them. They're great, modern, stupid action movies kind of thing.
I felt like John Wick 1 was what like Jason Bourne 3 should have been.
Yeah. Right, that hole is absolutely clear now.
Good.
Just so we're clear.
Are you now absolutely going to get that switch in there?
I'm going to do it with the other one. Bam. Right into...
The danger zone?
It's a song by Tool.
Oh.
You probably wouldn't know it.
No. I'm not India than thou.
Right, I'm actually going to use the other one anyway, just because that switch is a little bit mangled by going in and out a couple of times.
The only thing by Tool I can think of is 20-something and 6. Which is actually, I think, Perfect Circle.
42 and 6.
That one.
Yeah, and that was Tool, you're correct.
Oh no, that was Tool, okay.
But, yeah, Perfect Circle is the same singer, so it's a good guess.
They're the only ones that's the only one I can think of.
Alright, I just need that to stay in place for a moment.
There was a short period of time where I listened to that quite a lot and couldn't get into any of their other songs.
Tool are not very accessible.
Yeah.
They've got some great stuff, but you need a guide for Tool, in my opinion. There is a cracking playlist on YouTube Music. It's like Definitive Tool or something like that, and it's just got all of their bangers on it. It's got all their bangers on it, and it's got some of the quieter ones as well. But I listened to it, and I was just like, this is a really good compilation for Tool. Like, if you want to tell someone what Tool is about, tell them to listen to this playlist, kind of thing. Right, here we go. Solder. Solder. Those pads are really unhealthy, man. I'm going to put some more flux down there. These pads are just really small, so it's really rough work to get onto them.
Community playlists. Tool, tools, Gene, homemade shop tools and equipment.
Very well.
Tooling, the definitive Michael Jackson experience.
Okay, all right, now I'm going to solder blob this middle pin. And that should grab that jumper wire. And put a massive solder tail on it as well, just because I've lost control of my life.
I've lost control. Ah! Magnets, how do they work?
Something keyboard with the control key missing. Ah! When like one of your elderly relatives sends you a picture of a keyboard with the control key missing, and they go, I've lost control. Oh, it's funny because it's the control key. And you're like, I've never seen that joke before, man. You're the first person ever to show me that joke. All right. I'm going to grab the multimeter and see if that's actually worked.
I'm going to see if you even work now.
So I'll put my multimeter into continuity mode. And I'm got to try and touch it on both sides.
Oh no, apparently our audio bitrate of 0 is lower than the recommendation.
However, my jumper wire works. Sometimes my genius astounds even me.
Did it!
Right. However, where does the other switch go to? Don't know, because I'm worried about the other pad. I think we might have to YOLO it and hope for the best. Fine. I will touch up those ones, though, because those are a bit rubbish, if I'm honest. No offense, Caradog. But actually minimal offense, because these pads are ridiculous.
those ones are not nice like the G600 ones.
No, these pads are genuinely ridiculous, and these will absolutely trip up a newbie solderer. And my solution is to put a shit ton of solder in there, basically.
Drown it.
Yeah.
Drown it.
Because the pad is no good, but it is a plated through hole, so we just fill the whole sodding hole with solder. Right, you can reassemble this, because I don't know how to. However, I will just spritz and brush this first. Whoop.
There we go. Excellent. This is a G9X laser.
Laser beam.
It might even get fixed.
Yeah, well, I think that's as good as it's going to get. Give it a whirl. I'm not too dissatisfied with that. You know, if anything, I'm just like, yeah, that's a jumper wire. That got jumpered. That was and like, if this works, that'll actually be a really good practice run for running 0.1mm jumper wire. And again, it just people need to understand how small 0.1mm is. Like, this is thinner than a hair kind of thing. It's very difficult to see on camera just how small some stuff is when doing soldering work. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything. Just as I said earlier on, compliments to people who do this stuff all the time. There you go.
Very well.
There we go. All right, I'm going to catch up on chat and sip my coffee. Just listen to 10,000 Days on repeat. 10,000 Days is good. Again, not very accessible, but if you're familiar with Tool, 10,000 Days is a cracking anthem.
There we go. I will require your delicate digits for...
Oh, right, yeah.
On there
okay.
With...
Oh, I see, yeah. Okay, is that the next step?
That. No.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, yeah. I will require your assistance.
Yes, no worries. I will, I got you, bro. I got you.
Also, what the hell is this for a switch?
Yeah, that's a tiny little micro switch, that one.
Just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Lateralis or Bust. Yeah, Lateralis is probably one of my favourite Tool songs. Solder Z-beans, everyone needs a solder fume extractor. Yeah, I do. I am actually planning on sorting something out for that. I just haven't done it yet. I've got a finger chopper fan that I'm going to use for it. What's the difference between laser mice and infrared mice? Resolution. Because the laser can be an incredibly tiny invisible dot, it means that the... did you inhale it?
The fumes!
Yeah. because the laser is an incredibly tiny dot, the effectively tiny camera in the mouse can see a smaller amount of detail and thus detect a smaller amount of movement. So you have higher DPI. I don't know if we're still using lasers on gaming mice or whether they've just got high DPI sensors that just rely on LED again. I'll be surprised. I think they're still using lasers. They just don't use that in marketing. However, some of these mice as well, though, are the Logitech dark field laser. And the big party trick of the Logitech dark field laser is that it can track on glass, where most mice cannot track on glass. So if you have a glass desk, you can use a dark field mouse with no mouse pad. But I don't understand why anyone would want to do that personally, because no mouse mat is awful. So Tool are amazing and even more so live. Yeah, big atmosphere, I'd imagine.
I don't recall how this goes together now.
No. I believe in you, Caradog. And so does 178 people. They all believe in you too. YouTube says now would be a good time to insert ads. No. Right, let's see. Daniel Graham says, hey guys, just had to go at recapping a Sega Game Gear after wanting to try more soldering, and it works again. Rad! That's awesome, man. I kind of want to try some, retro stuff is a double-edged sword, because retro stuff is very basic to work on. You know, you've got nice big components that are easy to work with, but by the same token, because it's old, it's also significantly more delicate than modern stuff. So it kind of goes both ways. I'm going to switch to this camera for a bit because we're just figuring out assembly. Oh, you got it? Are you getting there?
I couldn't work out what that little black bit, this little black
what that little black bit does.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I realised that.
And then you worked out what that little black bit does.
It goes in there. And there's a spring in the little hole it goes into.
There's some weird stuff in mice assemblies, man.
Yeah.
It might just be to do with centering the mouse for the left-right tilt action.
It's just...
So, yeah. Yes. Let's see. Drilly says, I believe in the you that believes in yourself, Curry Doge. Right, where were we? Oh, yeah, so the same game gear. Yeah, good job, Daniel. That's rad. You found a cap kit on eBay. Cool. The caps were surface mount and quite small, but you cost £5 to repair. Nice. You once tried to solder a copper milk churn without any flux and it went bad. I'm assuming you had, like, you know, a blowtorch for that. Because, yeah. Because electric soldering iron ain't going to work on that. You're more into brazing than soldering at that point. I have actually practiced soldering with a blowtorch. The last time John the electrician was round to fit my water heater.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I asked him if I could practice with his blowtorch and soldering copper pipes for water plumbing, and I had to go with that, and it went really well. And I was like, "Oh, this is cool," because it's still soldering. He does still use regular solder. It's just his solder is like 10 millimeters thick instead of like 1 millimeter thick kind of thing. And yeah, just soldering with a blowtorch and some big ass solder, it was kind of cool. I've got the pipe somewhere. And yeah, I did a little bit, and he was just like, that's a good join, dude. Well done. I was like, yeah, it was fun. Weather is nice, so you're going to wash your truck. Very well. Have a good one, James. Thanks for coming by. I think Caradog desoldered the mouse switch with a blowtorch. That would certainly take off the pad. Yeah, it's hard to tell because we're not sure if he ripped the pad off when he took the switch off before he came round, or whether the desoldering gun took the pad off. Neither would surprise me, to be honest. Those pads were really, really small. This was definitely a hard mode mouse. So yeah, when we saw that torn pad, I was like, I'm not surprised. If I'm honest, I'm not the least bit surprised by that. Have I done any PC builds recently? The last one I did was we rebuilt a Lianli 011 dynamic, and was it an 011 dynamic? The water cooling build? No, it wasn't. It was a Fractal.
Was a Fractal 7.
I don't know why I thought it was an 011 dynamic. We worked on a Fractal. We worked on a Fractal Define. The video was a bust because we ran out of time on the build because of complicated reasons. I won't go into the details. Long story, lots of factors. It got finished and the customer has it back and it's running. But the video got scrapped because of complications, lots of complications, which I'm a bit sad about because it was an interesting build and it was an interesting project. But there were a lot of complications that meant that the video was just a bit of a mess. However, with having now fixed this board, having now fixed this working board, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a build video of my personal rig, which is the Fractal Torrent video that never got made. And my plans for that is I'm going to bring the Torrent in here on a weekend at some point, completely strip it down, set out all the bits on the bench and record a video of me rebuilding it. And it won't be a discovery video because it's already been built. I'm just going to reassemble it. However, as I go through it, I can talk about the case, I can talk about the build, and I can talk about the small wire mods here and there and the philosophy behind, because there's some interesting mods in the RGB setup and just some interesting decisions for how I've routed wires and the choice in components and stuff like that. And I can just show people off. I can just show off my personal build and be like, this is the one that I built for myself. And these are just some little finishers here just to tidy some bits up. That's the plan anyway. So yeah. At least it's not a video for the kid. Shut up, Chris. But yeah. The kids build video, that's in progress. That is in progress. It is being done. It's just, it gets done between other videos, basically. So yeah. Let's see. Roger says, I did brazing in the 70s on typewriters with a propane torch. Huh. Very well. How much do I charge for a build? It depends. If someone comes in here and they want an office computer, I'm going to be looking to have about 50 quid build fee, and I'll round up the cost of all the components. So if a motherboard costs £67, I will charge £70 for it. So I'm adding on a couple of quid here and there on all the components. So I'm looking to get, somewhere between £50 and £70 profit on the build. If it's a gaming rig, for a typical gaming rig, I'm probably going to put a £100 build fee on it. And then if it's a very complicated build, so it's a big build, lots of RGB, lots of complications, it's going to depend. It's going to depend on budget and what those complications are and stuff like that. I don't charge a huge amount for builds. I seem to charge a lot less than anyone else does, but it's really difficult to put a price tag on your build fee because a decent man could turn around and say, well, anyone can build a computer, right? But then on the flip side, I've seen what it looks like when a lot of people try and build computers and the wiring is a disaster. And that's arguably what they're paying you for because you make the wiring look pretty. So, yeah, I use my discretion. Brazing is above 450 and soldering is below 450. Okay.
I think.
Interesting. Do I have a quote builder? I don't. I just do it by spreadsheet.
I think I've done it.
Congratulations. Are you winning, son?
It's a surprisingly awkward little assembly, this.
The scroll wheel assembly is the part that I dread when taking a mouse apart.
Because I built it up, but the clicker, the notches on the scroll wheel weren't engaging.
Interesting.
And apparently the entire thing had just shifted down slightly after I'd screwed it together.
I feel like the scroll wheel on a mice, especially on ones like these, is ridiculously over-engineered. And I don't know if that's what it takes to get that particular feel and durability out of it.
But it's also a case of obviously...
Oh, it's got the freewheel mech on it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
And it's one of those bizarre ones where the freewheel mechanism is on the bottom of the mouse, which is really dumb.
Yeah, this was like first generation of freewheel mouse.
Yeah.
Before they worked out there'd be something that someone would want to toggle.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they went, oh, I know, let's put it on the top of the mouse.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, some Logitech mice have what's called a freewheel scroll wheel. And when the freewheel mechanism is engaged, or rather disengaged, the wheel has no click on it and it just spins infinitely. So if you want to just ride up to the top of a page or just ride through a document, you get a beautiful smooth scroll through things. And then if you actually need precision line by line scrolling, you press the button and the clicks engage again. Oh, you need me to do the thing. Yes. Okay. Can you pass me those tweezers, please? Oh, actually, I'm going to take those ones. Not those tweezers, you dolt. The other tweezers.
What, these ones?
Not those tweezers, you dolt. The other tweezers.
These ones?
Not those tweezers, you dolt. The other tweezers.
These ones?
Oh, actually, I've got the right ones already. We did it. We made a funny. I have no idea which way around this goes, so I'm guessing. Nope, not like that. I'm going to read the chat, so I've got something to say while I do this. When I build it, do I warranty or charge on top warranty? I'm obligated to provide a warranty, aren't I, by law? Because I'm providing.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I provide a 1-year warranty, and then obviously the parts may also have additional warranty on them. And I officially it's a 1-year warranty, but I call it a gentleman's agreement. If I can fix it at no cost to myself, then I will. Otherwise, I'll do it at parts cost. After it's sort of a year old and is had some use and stuff, it gets a bit borderline. One of my builds has come back in with a problem where I think it's resetting randomly, and the customer is just like, "Oh yeah, it's been doing it for ages. I just hadn't gotten around to bringing it in." It was definitely doing it within the first year, and it's like this build is well over like a year or two old, and I'm like, "Okay, I appreciate that you made me aware of this in the first year, but this thing is like 18 months old now. The warranty has expired on that. It's like, well, I told you about it. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't bring it in." So we're in that very grey area where, like, because it's out. What the thing now is that the warranty on the parts has expired, which means that if the parts have failed, I have to pay for the parts. So yeah, we're in a very grey area with that. So I'm just hoping that I can resolve that at minimal cost, and we can just say, okay, this didn't cost me anything, or it only cost me £20 to replace this with something else. Very rare that anything goes wrong, though, if I'm honest. I actually seem to have a very good track record for my builds. Oh, no! It was on and then it wasn't. Okay, let's see. Why do I have to install a 250 mega program to change 2 keys on a keyboard? Only 250 megabytes? That's rookie numbers, Damar. You try changing the color of your RGB on your Corsair RAM and you've got to install iQ, which is like a gigabyte. However, yes, it's dumb and annoying, I agree. All right, I'm fumbling with a broken ribbon cable connector. We've got a broken ZIF connector. It is no longer 0 insertion force. It's actually a loss of insertion force.
Get in there!
It's certainly a lot of insertion effort.
It's okay, we'll put it all back together and then find out that the right click doesn't work. Did it?
I sure did. And if it's in the wrong way round, then that's your problem. You may continue. Okay, right. Got a good track record for my builds. No, oh yeah, that's true. I shouldn't curse myself like that, especially not after the stream we've had today. This has been a cursed stream. We've done a lot though. If this mouse works, then I'm going to be quite happy because we will actually legitimately fix this mouse, including with jumper wires and the key and the motherboard. Yes, this already worked, so it's kind of a cheat, but we did a cool repair on that. We changed out a capacitor that was very small, and you know, I'm okay with that. So yeah. However much scuff there was this stream, I mean, people were entertained, I think, anyway. So, open source API, yeah, for RGB actually. Is it Open RGB? I think it's Open RGB. I've been using that on a couple of the other builds, and it's actually really good. It's not perfect, but it's absolutely tolerable if you want to do a basic RGB setup. I don't think it's reliable for customer builds because occasionally, like the Liambi is running Open RGB, and when it comes out of sleep mode, the RGB doesn't apply to the graphics card again, and you have to click load profile, which is a bit annoying. So I couldn't use it on a customer build, but it's no big deal for me. UK warranty is sketchy as heck, but it's basically 6 months for all non-user caused faults. Interesting. I had a Signal RGB. I had a look at that one, and I didn't like it. It's kind of interesting, but I thought I didn't like the way it worked. It's really CPU intensive for a start, which was my primary beef with it. It's very CPU intensive, and the concept of how you build up the color profile it's just kind of dumb in my opinion, because the way it works is you have a canvas. Clicky,
I don't
clicky.
like the mouse.
Oh no. Well, I guess you're not going to use it, so. But yeah, well, I guess what happens is you'll pawn that one off on someone else, but I guess what this tells you is you're not using those switches again.
Well, I don't know if it's the switches or the mouse, but the actual case button does not return.
Oh, interesting. Let's have a feel.
It's just a bit slow. It's a bit.
Yeah. Don't know. I'm not a big fan of the entire mouse design, if I'm honest. This outer case thing, it seemed like a good idea, but it's a big rattly bit to me.
Yeah.
If I were dailying this mouse, I would put like a little bit of foam. I would put a tiny bit of double-sided tape on the side of that to resolve that rattle. What was I saying? Yeah, Signal RGB. So you have a canvas, which could be like just a mass of color, and you position, like let's say you've got your RAM RGB. You'll have a rectangle that represents the memory stick, and you position that somewhere on the canvas, and then the canvas scrolls its color. So if you've got like, if you could have, the canvas could be a gradient of red and blue, and it scrolls down, so you get a cycle of red and blue going down it. So essentially what it's doing is taking a picture of a moving canvas and displaying that on the RGB, and it's really inefficient in my opinion. And you can make some nice starry night effects with it, but it's really bad for sequencing. And I don't know, I didn't like it. I recommend people try it out. You can try the free version, but I didn't like it. Right click works. Left click just worked. Left click works. Right click works. And have I got a desktop capture? Desktop. There we go. Here's the chat, everyone. Here's very sensitive information. There's the left click highlighting stuff. And here's the right click opening the context menu.
Does the scroll wheel work?
The scroll wheel does work. And the left and right, I can't. Oh, the left feels really jank. Let's see. Hang on a sec. Let me come off of this because I need to open something else up. Let me open up a. I need something that can scroll left and right. If I do that, that works, and that works. It just the action feels horrible. But I don't know if anyone actually does left and right scrolling anyway. I certainly don't. Are you bothered about the left and right scroll?
Not overly.
Yeah, no. The action for that feels a bit jank. However, the mouse itself works. So yeah, I'd call that a success. And the actual buttons, they don't have that really satisfying snap that the Kales have. But on the flip side, they're supposed to be soft touch anyway, though, aren't they?
Yeah, by comparison.
Yeah, and I think that's what they are. I would say that those are doing exactly what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well. Middle click. Oh, that's a good point. Middle click. Oh my God, you put it on high DPI and now I can't do anything.
It's not even on that high.
Middle click works. Again, the action feels rubbish, but that's because the tactile buttons on this are worn out, and those are very difficult to. The tactile buttons are very difficult to replace.
Yeah, because they're weird low profile ones as well.
Which they're obtainable, but yeah. So yeah, they're okay. I wouldn't daily drive this mouse personally. However, it's gone from being a unusable mouse to a usable mouse.
Yeah.
Which is an improvement. So, yeah. All right. Are we WinRAR?
I think so.
Yeah. Very good. Right, I'm going to do one more scan down the comments, and then I think we're going to wrap up in that case. Okay, right, let's see. I'm going to unplug that. There we go. Just before you suddenly ban Chris, which would be an improvement, but... okay, let's see. So, let's see. Brian S. I tried OpenRGB. It works well, but has to be redone every time you reboot the computer. Drill into the settings. You have to manually... In the settings, you have to manually tell it to load a profile on open and then set it to run on startup. It doesn't do this by default, despite the fact that that's clearly what you would want it to do. So yeah, have another look at it. Look in the settings for load profile on startup. So yeah, that's where you might be getting caught up there. As I say, it's imperfect, but it's worth a look. So yeah. Right, scrolling down. Is it normal for Windows anti-malware service to use like 80% of the CPU sometimes? I mean, if it's doing a scan, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes like either Windows Defender or Windows Update will just be eating CPU cycles. And it will try not to do that, but if it just hasn't had a chance to run, eventually it's going to say, to help, I don't care if you're working, I need to do a scan or I need to install updates now because you have not given me a chance to do it. So now we're doing it. So sometimes there's mileage in just leaving the computer on and idle overnight with all the power saving turned off so it doesn't go to sleep, and just leaving it to just do stuff in the background. So yeah, the screen appears to work, as does the mouse. Good. Oh yeah, I'm just going to plug in... I'll do it off stream. I just want to see Yeah, no, I'll test that off stream. I'm just thinking about that weird artifacting we saw on the screen earlier on. I'm fairly certain that was the monitor, though. So, fine. Scrolling down. 100% scaling, 1080p on 14-inch, very small. It is kind of small, but you can work with it. That's what I've got. I've got 1080p 100% on this laptop, and I don't mind it because I don't mind small text.
Is that 14-inch?
Yes, this is a 14-inch.
And that's 1080p?
Yeah, that's 1080p, 14-inch, 100% scaling.
Then no, 100% scaling is not small on 14-inch.
Yeah, but you'd have that at 50% and still be content, though, wouldn't you? Because you're one of those. So, yeah.
I wish more stuff supported font scaling
Mm.
whilst keeping the UI the same size.
Yeah.
Because, my God, the amount of space that most UIs waste.
Big time. Anyone else finding Odyssey running very slow today? Don't know. I'll level with you. I never look at it. My stuff automatically goes to Odyssey. That's all I know. So, yes. Ducani, hi. We're ending the stream now. You're right in at the end, so I'm afraid you better watch that VOD.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
I've enjoyed this conversation in English. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. This was a scuff stream, but hey,
Thank
we
you
got
for
stuff
being
done.
here.
Yeah, we did a show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support as always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Next video is I think I'm going to put it out. I'm going to schedule it for Tuesday because the next video is basically ready to go. So I'm going to post that fairly aggressively so I can crack on with the next thing. I've got quite a few reviews to do, so I want to try and keep the videos coming out a little bit faster so I can keep dropping reviews between them. So yeah, good.
Excellent.
Timing is your special feature. Very good, Ducani. See you all next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, y'all. See you soon.
Ta-ra. Farewell. Where's the end stream button gone? Oh my God, it's all the way over there.
Ah!